Taking a smoke break. You still smoke? You got time for 10 takes.
Listen to 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt and start listening.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh, my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat. It is a threadbare Thursday.
Whose team sucks worse than mine? Nobody!
The New York Jets claiming headlines when they're completely irrelevant.
Hey, you know, it's hard. It is hard to surprise somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you an example. We all have that loser in our family. Could be a brother, could be a cousin, but his name is invariably 3 names.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Earl King. Whatever.
Jeremy's related to a lot of serial killers, apparently.
They all have 3 names. If you meet a guy and he says, my name's James Earl Ray, you should go,
nope.
I'm not going to be friends with that guy because he went 3 names, and that scares me to death. We all have that kid in our family that he's been arrested 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Invariably, they've always got some new scheme, like a business opportunity. We're selling metal. Where are you getting the metal from, Jimmy? Find it. Side of the road in cars that were still operational before I stole it. It's hard for that kid to surprise you when they do something unequivocally stupid. The New York Jets are that kid of, okay, my bar with you is so low, and somehow you keep finding a way to just jump right over it. I look like a sheep.
Do you count Woody Johnson's at night?
I don't think I should admit what happens to Woody Johnson in my dreams, because it probably would put me on that list, and I would have to tell you my full name, which I never will, ever,
25,
ever.
25 years of owning and operating the New York football Jets. Do you have any idea what the record is for Woody Johnson in that time?
How many games is it?
Oh, goodness, and math. Math is fun. It's like 406 or something like that.
I will say he is 142 and 265.
171 and 227.
That's not good.
So it's a little better than you expected, but
that's basically a full year's worth of days.
Yes.
So basically, Woody Johnson has gone to work every day, and he remembered to put on his pantaloons almost half of them.
In that time, you've had 5 10-win seasons in 25 years. 6 playoff wins to show for all of it. And the last time you won 10 games was 2015. So this team ain't been good in a long time.
I don't know what to do anymore. Set up the story.
So
for
Woody
those of you
Johnson,
that don't know what's happening.
So the story is that Woody Johnson floated the idea, depending on what paper you read it from, right? Some outlets say he floated the idea. Some say he was just joking when he brought it up. And others say he was more demanding than that. In week 4, when the Jets lost 10-9 to the Denver Broncos because, well, they're terrible and Greg Zuerlein missed the kick, there was an all-call meeting. Woody Johnson called everybody, said all hands on deck next morning in my office. And he had to come to Jesus meeting And apparently during that meeting, he said, let's bench Aaron Rodgers. I guess some people took it as a joke. Some people did not. Yeah, but now, Jeremy, you say this wasn't a secret. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
I heard this 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago. So it took a while for this to get out of the building, but we do know it existed.
It took a while. So, all right, I'll just tell you how things are. I'm pretty connected to the New York Jets, so let me tell you how this is going right now. There was a belief in the room that they had so much talent they couldn't fail. Over the course of time, I saw this team face to face in August.
Mm-hmm.
I knew something was up. At that point, I thought it was Robert Saleh. Because there were a lot of people in that building that did not want him to return this year. There were a lot of people that thought Aaron Rodgers was the one that spurned that because he didn't want somebody to want to bring in their own offensive coordinator, him to have to learn a new system. And there was a belief that Aaron pushed it that Robert Saleh would be here.
Okay.
Then the Egypt thing happened. Aaron was in Egypt. It was well known. That was not a story to anybody. It wasn't new. I shouldn't say it that way. That wasn't news to anybody associated with the Jets in any way.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew that he had said there was part of camp he wasn't going to be around for. Robert Saleh not only knew that, he agreed to it. Then he came to the diocese and basically played dumb. That was the day this New York Jet team completely fell apart. Because then you started developing little sections. Now you have a section that is very close to the athletic. Very close to the athletic. And is basically telling them everything that's happening in the building. I have a little mobile device here. Okay? That's my cell phone. That's talk to people on that. Yeah, got a lot of numbers in there. Get some information. I've been hearing things out of that building for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when my tone changed aggressively on the Jets? And I said, at best, you will fall bass-ackwards into the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever wonder why that was? Because I started hearing things like this. And let me just caution you, there's more than this. It's actually worse than this. Because this wasn't a joke.
Mm-hmm.
The people in that room did not take this as a joke. They took it as Woody Johnson actually is so damn clueless that he thinks benching Aaron Rodgers – after he built a team for him, is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to be this clueless. We as a society have come to a conclusion that there are certain things that we consider to be crimes. Other things are not necessarily crimes, they're just really stupid. You don't let an 8-year-old cook your dinner because they have to use the stove, and stove hot. Woody Johnson has no feelers in his hands. So he puts his hand on that hot eye and at no point goes, ooh, hot. He can't do it. Now he's getting desperate. He's never been a good owner. I've met Woody a handful of times. To man, he is as nice of a person as you will ever meet in your life. I met him during the Rex Ryan era. I met him not that long ago in Charlotte. And he could not be nicer. Then I hear reports out of that building that he is not real pleasant to work for. There is a reason that so many people have left this organization because they get tired of it. I don't want to do this. Now, he's getting ready to take some form of position in the Trump administration, and I beg you, please sell this team. You've had 25 years to figure this out. This is not your little plaything. You're dealing with people's lives. He has gotten more involved in the last 8 weeks than probably any owner in the NFL. To wit, he demanded Jeff Ulbrich bench Tony Adams last week.
That feels deep divey.
That's a safety that probably none of you know who he is outside of the biggest of Jet fans.
That is a deep divey move.
He's
right
a
there.
really good young player on this defense. Woody Johnson came down from his little perch and demanded that Jeff Ulbrich sit him.
Why? just effort-based?
Because
or,
Woody Johnson
like
thinks he's smarter than the coaches on the sideline.
Like
Now, with this team, he actually might be right. With every other team, you would be the most clueless person in the room, and it wouldn't even be close.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand being upset, right? You brought Aaron Rodgers in here to make this the thing, to make this a contender, and it's gone horribly. And a 10-9 loss to the Broncos. I mean, now it doesn't look that crazy. Right now it doesn't look bad. But remember when it happened.
They lost 6 yards passing in the first half.
In the world is happening. And I get that you're mad. But benching your quarterback, who's supposed to be the savior of this thing, is crazy guy talk. And then the fact that it gets out of the building. Like, the fact that Jeremy heard about this through his sources weeks ago means that there were, no doubt, somebody ran out of that meeting and went to Aaron or went to his agent or went to somebody that knows them and said, guess what he just said? Mm-hmm. And so, of course, this didn't. I mean, do you not remember how Green Bay went?
This is dysfunction to the highest degree.
Right, but the last year of Aaron Rodgers, when you knew the split was coming, and he's not playing well, and there was all the talk of, oh, has he lost it? Has he lost it? No, he's lost interest. And he lost interest in the Green Bay Packers in trying to make that work.
Well, no, Aaron got his feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Aaron got his feelings hurt that he wasn't clued in to the inner workings of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Jets basically tore the door off and said there are no upper management only doors. Aaron is included in all of this because we want to make Aaron feel hunky-dunky. And now Woody feels as though he's been betrayed by Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers has sources in the media too. Mm-hmm. He has specific guys that he likes to talk to. And that leads us to the next layer of this that has not been reported yet. Aaron's been doing the same thing.
What do you mean?
Aaron has sources within media, and he has been putting out exactly what he wanted to put out because he wanted it to be known. This ain't on me. This is dysfunction that I have never seen the likes of. This is a head coach that was completely clueless and completely neutered. He was let go. People in the building found out on Twitter that he had already been walked out of the building to his car and he was off the premises. That's how certain people, high-ranking officials in that team, found out Robert Saleh was gone. Mm-hmm. Now, would you like to hear another layer of that? You know how they found out that Joe Douglas was gone? The same way. They found out when we did. Mm-hmm. Because this was another unilateral decision that was made by Woody Johnson. He told Phil Savage, because Phil's the one that will replace Joe Douglas, and he didn't learn the lesson. You didn't learn that you just got deep fried on every talk show in America because you did this to Robert Saleh, and then you did it again. And now you come into the real problem. Nobody wants to work for you. Woody Johnson has become Daniel Snyder-esque in league circles. I'm not tying my career to that. Chad Alexander, the assistant GM of the Los Angeles Chargers, he's going to be a hot name in this upcoming cycle. He used to work for the Jets. He was Joe Douglas's right hand. Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and tell you. You can ask to talk to him. He's not going to. He'll interview for 5 GM jobs. The New York Jets won't be one of them. And if he does, it'll be a Skype call or a Zoom call. And now this is the problem with the Jets. You have a GM job and a head coaching job that nobody wants. Mm-hmm. What does that lead to? Ask the Dallas Cowboys. They've been doing this for 30 years. I believe Woody Johnson has gotten to a point that you are so much of a detriment at this point that the only thing you can do is sell the team.
But he's not going to do that.
I can't tell you that that's true.
Really? Maybe he's
Woody he's insanely smart.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's maybe where he has a leg up on Jerry Jones, is that he's not so insulated that he doesn't hear any of this. Mm-hmm. He also has a brother that runs his team with him. At some point, Chris is going to have to look at Woody and go, you're the problem here. Mm-hmm. Because when did it get better? When did
When
the
he
roster
left.
get better?
When he
Oh,
left.
you were gone.
Right. Christopher Johnson oversaw all of that. The hiring of Joe Douglas, the building of the roster. That all happened under Chris's watch.
Well,
Or
the building
Christopher.
of the roster really happened with who Chris put in place because Chris hired Robert Saleh and hired Joe Douglas.
Right.
Joe Douglas oversaw all of this. The way he was treated is not going over well in league circles. I'm friends with a handful of guys that are upper management in the NFL, and that's been pretty universal. I don't like how this was done.
No.
And my underlings that would possibly be interviewing for jobs, in some cases, it's the guys that I'm talking to. I don't want to deal with that.
Who wants to deal with an owner who, after 4 weeks of a season, will walk in and talk about blowing up your superstar quarterback, right? Benching him, throwing him on the bench.
Well, now, the funny thing is, the
purpose?
funniest part for people like me that are affiliated with this team is that you're all losing your minds over the smallest part of this. That was just really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's a drop in the bucket compared to the fact of your upper management found out you would let your coach go from Twitter.
Yeah.
That's a drop in the bucket from you came down from your perch to tell your interim head coach to bench one of his better young players because he didn't like the effort he was giving.
Well, because if he'll do this to a guy like Aaron, no doubt he's doing stuff like that behind the scenes.
Well,
no
now,
doubt he's pulling the strings on the third string running back who, might have bumped into him in the hallway.
Now you're getting coaching candidates that are looking at this going, I don't want an owner that comes down here and tells me that.
No.
You're the owner of the team. Own the team. Stay the hell out of my way. I don't need you. I don't want you. You sit up there. You write your checks. You cash your checks. You own the team. When we need something charitable out there or we need something that's community driven, that's when I'll ask your opinion. You hired me to put the product on the field. And trust me, it's not an irony that this defense has regressed. Because watching this as a fan, as I am, I have watched this for 7 to 8 weeks now. And the thing I can't wrap my brain around is what happened to Sauce Gardner? What happened to C.J. Mosley? What happened to Hassan Reddick? What happened to all of these guys that were so good a year ago? And now they're irrelevant. Some of them are straight up bad. Sauce Gardner at this point is about as good of an NFL corner as I am.
Yikes.
And now I get it. You've got a meddling owner that's coming down here and involving himself in decisions. I know what I know, and it's scary. Here's what bothers me. What are you not telling me? When that little phone buzzes and a text comes from New Jersey, what are you not telling me? What are you culling that you're afraid that somebody would say on air or would get out? What are you telling your wife or yelling at your steering wheel or yelling at your dog that you don't want anybody else to know? It's worse than you know.
Mm-hmm. It always is.
And I've never, in all of my years, I have never said that an owner has gone so far that you must sell the team. Mm-hmm. Outside of Daniel Snyder, Jimmy Dolan, I can't think of another. Woody Johnson's number 3.
Yeah.
You sell this team, or I'm telling you right now, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. It is a Threadbare Thursday. Get us in the YouTube chat. Tell us what you want to talk about. We'll hit it before the end of the show.
More than 4,500 wildfires burn across North Carolina every year. 99% of these wildfires are the result of human activities like backyard burning and campfires. That means most of our state's wildfires are avoidable. We need your help. 1. Never burn on a dry, windy day or leave your fire unattended. 2. Keep a water source, shovel, rake, and phone nearby. 3. Have a valid burn permit. You are our best defense. Learn more. Visit ncforestservice.gov. ncforestservice.gov.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
I'm super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is where it starts. Where your story begins. This is the trail you blaze yourself. And step by step, you get stronger, faster, better. This is where it starts. How will you finish? Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford, Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks Community Heroes, like Jeff and Chris, who led a fleet of Ford commercial vehicles throughout the night, delivering supplies with emergency services to all corners of the county and first responders. Like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
You two are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy. It is a threadbare Thursday. Hit us up in the YouTube chat with your suggested topics, questions. Great time to catch up on some fantasy tips from old Flostradamus, if you would like.
Sir Jimothy had a really good point that since Woody Johnson has two names that are both phallus related, maybe we should come up with a new nickname for him. I can't say that on the air in spite of the fact I want to.
Mr. Phallus.
Oh, call him Richard.
It is, nothing shocks me. Nothing shocks me anymore. Because I thought this was it. They lied to us once again, Jeremy. Because I thought this was the moment where you were going to find at least a little bit of success. But
they're pushing my patience.
You took a nice, shiny diamond that might have had a little smudge on it, and you turned it back to coal somehow. And only the Jets lore will tell the story of the last 9 years where you haven't won more than 7 games. And it turns out that your best shot to win was blown up by the guy who's supposed to want to win more than anybody else. The owner of the damn team.
2015 was the last time they won 10 games?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Do you know the top movies of that year?
Of 2015?
That would be Jurassic World.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
That was a good one.
It wasn't good. It was Star Wars. It was Space Bears.
Stop it. Your taste in movies continues to baffle me.
Don't worry. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that later. Avengers: Age of Ultron and Fast and Furious 7. They've made 14 different Fast and Furious since then.
Long time ago, since those epic feature films.
Today, I will defer my title to one Mr. Richard Woodrow Johnson III. All hail the Moron King!
And back to, welcome back, I guess, to irrelevance.
We never left.
You tried.
We played.
You tried to climb that hill. And, like Icarus, you rolled the ball too far and melted in the heat of the sun.
We flew too close to the sun, and our Richard wings melted and flopped away.
Got an email from the Pro Football Hall of Fame yesterday, Jeremy, alerting us that Eli is almost there. Eli Manning is, but just a few steps away from becoming the most shocking first ballot Hall of Famer of all time.
Do you know how many first ballot Hall of Famer quarterbacks there are in NFL history?
How many?
16.
Okay.
And I'm going to be honest with you, when you hear the list, you go, I don't think Eli Manning belongs with any of those.
You have the list in front of you?
I can. I don't have it pulled up. I did earlier.
16 first ballot Hall of Famers. And Eli Manning's name's going to be, his brother's name's already on the list.
His brother's name is on the list.
Well, yeah. That would have been the biggest scandal in history of the NFL if Peyton Manning wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yep.
Dan Fouts, Joe Montana, Jim Kelly, John Elway, Dan Marino, Steve Young, Troy Aikman, Warren Moon, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning. That's in the modern era. Where's Eli slide into that?
Right at the back end of it. Right after Dan Fouts.
Well, you got to have 5 miles of crap before you slide Eli in there. The definition of average Eli Manning does not deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He'll be in there, and then next year we'll slide Ben Roethlisberger right in above him.
I could get to Ben as a first ballot guy before I could Eli.
Absolutely.
And it's really not all that close.
From now on, anybody that comes up after Eli Manning, you will be judged by the Eli Manning standard of, was he better than Eli Manning? First ballot Hall of Famer. Cam Newton, first ballot Hall of Famer. If you're putting Eli in first ballot, we're putting Cam in.
All right, what is no, stop that. Just stop that right now. I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
25 players as semifinalists for this year's upcoming class of the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
All right, you get 5. Who are yours?
I only get 5?
Well, they only get 5, so yes, I'm not giving you more than that.
I want more than 5. I want the whole list.
Antonio Gates has to be in.
First ballot is, Eli, not by choice. But
No. I said your ballot.
Oh, my ballot? Okay, he's definitely not on my ballot.
I agree.
I got to go Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly gets in for me. It's closer than you want it to be, but he gets in on the first ballot.
Yeah.
We love Luke.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that to me.
Antonio Gates.
Earl
Thomas.
Earl Thomas over T-Sizzle. Terrell Suggs has got to be in there.
I wasn't done yet.
Okay.
Terrell Suggs would have been my 4.
All right.
And then the 5, I'm not going to lie, you could convince me of Torrey Holt, you could convince me of Reggie Wayne, or you could convince me of Adam Vinatieri.
If I have a vote, it's going to Torrey Holt. There is zero chance that I'm letting him sit a 12th year, if I can handle it, being a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Torrey ahead of Adam Vinatieri.
No. But it'd be a sentimental thing. Like, just let him in and let's be done with this. Of course, you know me. These are the 25. I have to pick 5 from these 25. Let's just put them all in.
I'm not going to lie.
Because it's hard for me to pick between Ricky Watters and Reggie Wayne.
Yeah, that wasn't easy. Or that wasn't hard for me to pick between. Neither.
You're not letting them in.
No.
Really?
No, you're the Hall of very good. You're a baseball guy. Oh, we got to let him in. Do we though? Hey, like, can I tell the story of the NFL without Ricky Watters? Because I think I can. I'm pretty confident that I can. And it's not really all that difficult to do. Can I tell it without Darren Woodson? Yeah, I think I can.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't without Eli, and that's the biggest problem.
Well,
because he is the Patriot
Eli
killer.
Gets in. Eli does get in. For me, it's not this year. I would almost, out of sheer spite, not vote for him this year, so we have to put him in next year with Ben Roethlisberger. Aha! See? Yeah.
But then we'd have to have 3 quarterbacks get in next year because Phillip's up as well.
Oh, yeah, and I don't think Phillip Rivers is the first ballot Hall of Famer. But
and I'll go back to if Eli is, then that line is just Super Bowls. Like that's the in every other aspect of playing football or being a football player, Phillip Rivers was superior to Eli Manning. One ended up going to the Giants and became the biggest underdog story twice in the football playoffs. The other one had his career wasted away in San Diego. So I feel like you can hold on to Antonio Gates. You can put him and Phillip in together. I mean, he should be in. I was mildly shocked that he was not a first ballot guy. But who were you taking off? Right?
You were mildly shocked. Which one wasn't the first ballot?
Antonio Gates.
I was shocked he wasn't. I dumbfounded that he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a great time. Tay in our YouTube chat echoed something that I've said many times. Win-loss record is a quarterback stat, whether you like it or not. It is. It has been, and it always will be. And Eli Manning's career record is 500. 117 and 117. We also have our first super chat of the day.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
It's from Red C. He said, I can't wait to see Larry Fitzgerald not get in on the first ballot because he played in Arizona. Let me just say this as clearly as I personally can. If Larry Fitzgerald doesn't get in on the first ballot, you may have a riot of writers
yes.
that just come in and go, have you lost your mind? I know people that are still upset about Reggie Wayne, and those two are not the same.
They are not. I don't see any path to that hurting.
I don't either.
There is no discussion. Some guys that becomes a discussion, but not for guys like that. I mean, Calvin Johnson was a first ballot from Detroit. It's not going to matter what market he played in.
Well, Calvin Johnson's, that was a different.
I mean, it was, but they were completely two amazing careers that were so diametrically opposed to each other because Larry
played in the Super Bowl.
True.
Calvin never got close.
True. But Larry's career was elite receiver catching the ball for 20 years. Calvin was just otherworldly for 10.
And
they
Larry
kind of even out.
He just wasn't as big.
Right.
He was I could make the argument Larry Fitzgerald is as good of a route runner, as good a set of hands as we've ever had in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's Jerry Rice level in that regard. He didn't get the hype because he played in Arizona, and he was a blue-collar guy. That's one of my favorite players of all time.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't get in, you rest assured, we will be at the Pro Football Hall of Fame because we've been once, and we're just going to keep going back.
Yes, and we'll protest. We'll wear protest shirts.
No. Oh, and not silently either.
Mm-mm. We're wearing protest shirts. They're going to have slogans. It'll be awesome.
in the YouTube chat, they're talking about Cam Newton and his Hall of Fame candidacy.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, don't ever let me in that room, just because that would die right there. Boys, here's the thing. We got to vote on this. I'll lock that door. I'll seal us all in here.
He is not getting in on my watch.
Nope. No, sir. No, sir, he will not.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cold and snow for some. Winter weather advisories for surrounding counties west and north to Buncombe County. But even here, we may see some snow flurries or snow showers overnight tonight. Clouds will go on the increase. Gusty winds and 45 will not feel like it later today. Some snow showers around late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Again, could dust the ground in some spots, but most of us, little or no accumulation until you get up in elevation where there could be multiple inches. Tomorrow afternoon, the sun's out, locally windy, highs in the low 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Get matched with your perfect bed and save up to $700 on a wide selection of quality mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base with a qualifying purchase. See store for details.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Did you apply for FEMA help after the recent disaster and want to know the status of your application or how to appeal an eligibility decision?
FEMA may need more information to help you. Call 800-621-3362 or go online to disasterassistance.gov.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office.
I'm really going places in my office.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the sound of holiday happiness. Yeah, Ready Whip. Fun to use, fun to eat. You're not ready for the holidays without Ready Whip.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our purpose, to improve lives with every interaction. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Like Spencer, who helped build a bridge out of debris to rescue 7 families after the road was washed away. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Well, Jeremy, I did not have Ray Lewis, the college football coach, on my bingo card, but apparently that's a rumor now.
Yeah, don't worry, neither does FAU. I know where this story's headed.
So it was reported yesterday by Adam Schefter that Hall of Fame linebacker Ray Lewis has been floated as a candidate to take the head coaching position at Florida Atlantic University. Later reports came out that he was not the focus of their head coaching search, But would this be a possibility? Ray Lewis?
Well,
I mean, in the time of NIL, why not?
Well, I mean, I'm not against it. The Deion Sanders thing is going better than I would have thought. Now, I do believe that's going to come to a unceremoniously bad end when this, especially if they get to the playoff. But it makes you relevant. I mean, he's very close to Boca Raton, which is where FAU is from his time with Miami.
Right.
I mean, it's better than FAU has had a really weird habit of going and finding random coach to give them a second opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
They hired Willie Taggart. They just fired Tom Herman. They had Lane Kiffin at one point.
They had Butch Johnson at one point, didn't they?
They had Butch.
Or Davis.
No, Butch Davis was at FIU.
Oh, okay. All right. My bad. Mixing up my. Didn't the basketball team
him
have
and Howard Schnellenberger? They were both at FIU.
Right. I was going to
Actually,
say.
I think he was at FAU. I believe that was the first.
I was going to say, didn't they have Isaiah Thomas? But I think that was FIU as well, on the basketball
yes.
side.
Look, I'm not against it.
When you're a school like this, though, you have to take a swing. You have to take a swing and try to be relevant at something. And the only thing that – I'm not going to say the only thing. I mean, because you can build a program, and you can build a solid program. You got to find the right guy to do it, but you got to have time. And that's one thing that regular coaches this day and age – I don't care what conference you're in. Okay, you're in the American. That's still not going to cut it when we're 2-8 every year. I would imagine that Florida Atlantic has some money around that program. Being in Boca Raton, I would imagine there's something there.
Yeah, but they use it on shuffleboard, canasta.
Maybe, but hey, we're right outside the big city. We can give somebody an opportunity, but I don't know that I'm getting that with just random guy off the street. Like I'm going to go find, football's next Johnson, Coach John, the one that climbed up from the high school ranks and was at Georgia Tech forever, Paul Johnson. Right, like I don't feel like NIL environment allows you to do that anymore. Now you have to find something spicy. Now you got to get out in front of them. Now you got to get the boosters interested.
Look,
You got to get
good coaching will always win.
Sure.
Always. But you're not really going to get good coaches at FAU because they really don't spend the money. They just don't. They'll spend it on the coach, but then they don't put it into NIL.
Mm-hmm.
It's an intriguing thought. I cannot see a path that it actually happens. My story.
It is a nice thought.
My story comes from Allegiant Stadium. This past weekend, there was a game in that stadium, Tank. And on our YouTube stream, I'm going to put up some visuals over your face.
All right.
You let me know when you see that. This was a game between San Diego State and UNLV.
Okay.
It's a big bowl of chicken tendies.
I see that.
All right. Then there is a pizza. The pizza for me is burnt.
It's a little overdone.
That thing is cooked to a crisp.
Well, only on two sides.
No, I don't want. Look, I am the exact opposite of Dave Portnoy. All right, every pizza place that he goes, this sucks. I'd probably go, this is awesome. And all those little thin, crispy cracker craps that he likes, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
This was served in a VIP box. It was ordered
at Allegiant Stadium.
This is UNLV, San Diego State.
Okay.
How much did those two things together cost?
I'll say, it's in a suite, right?
It's in a VIP suite.
A VIP suite.
And now, so for those of you watching or listening on radio, this is a pizza that it kind of looks like something somebody's mom would make. And it's got a lot of pepperoni on it, I'll give you that. But it is crispy on the outside. Yes. The chicken tenders are in a big bowl, and I'm going to say there's more moisture in my keyboard than there is in those moose ankle chicken tenders.
It looks like
Burger King called and said, would you like us to lend you some moisture from our chicken for yours? That's how bad that is.
Dry as the Sahara. And it looks like you just took
Those
that
chicken
little...
tenders need some lotion.
It looks
Bad.
like you took that little pop top off of the tub from the grocery store that they bought it at. And not like a good grocery store. Like, I'm not talking like Ingles Deli, Primo, chicken tendies. I'm talking, I don't know, the IGA food shop from downtown Detroit. Like, it came from someplace where, as he said, moisture does not exist.
No.
They took the lid off of this thing and went, here you go. And then they had a pizza that looked like it was, sat on, honestly. It looks like it was sat on by an elephant, and the left side of it is completely black.
It also looks like it needs way more cheese than it has.
Yes.
They were a little
gonna
scant
say,
with the
in
cheese.
Allegiant Stadium VIP box, those two things cost $412.
$412. That's a formidable guess. I'm going to read the tweet. It's from Bill Crackenberger.
Crackem.
Who was a friend of the man in this suite.
Crackem.
Friend of mine had a VIP box for yesterday's UNLV game, ordered a pizza and wings. Never realized that it was what it was going to cost for this slop. $653.
Yep.
They treat the luxury suite guests like they're in a club with bottle service. $653. Are you smoking crimes? That could be served to me by the Spice Girls, and they hang out with me while I eat it. And you're still on crimes.
That pizza cost $300, and the chicken tendies were $190.
And there was an administrative fee.
Oh, please, dear Lord, let's have the $112 administrative fee. That makes me want to curse.
See,
the administrative fee.
Now, see, that's what I want. Could you potentially explain that to me? What exactly is that fee?
Mm-hmm.
Did the AD himself come down from on high to christen this pizza?
That $112 administrative fee, that should be for quality control. You take this back to whatever gas station you bought it from, and you bring me a
you do
5-star.
not slander. Because gas stations, you get Hunt Brothers Pizza, which is far more formidable than that.
Is it?
For sure. Okay. And that comes on a pizza crust that was made in 1997, and it's fine because that has moisture in it.
I mean, maybe like the active Hunt Brothers locations, like out here in the Irwin community. But this came from a Hunt Brothers location that is probably somewhere off the turnpike up in Jersey that 6 people have been in the last week.
I enjoy Hunt Brothers Pizza a lot. And as somebody that was on the road a lot, I've seen me eat it a lot. Timothy O'Toole said Mark Davis needs to make money somehow. And I knew one of you were going to say that. So I say this. You need to take whatever tactics you used to cook that chicken and cook that pizza and sell it to the U.S. government, because you could use that as an interrogation device. People wouldn't last 5 seconds. I don't know how you get that much moisture out of something that has moisture in it. Like chicken has, if you cook it correctly, you cut into it and juices come out. You cut into that, and I swear to God, dust would come out, and it would form a skull over top of it.
Well, I mean, it is the desert, so they had to walk it there, I guess.
They could have cooked that in the sand of the desert, and I think it would still have more moisture in it.
Where did you find this fried chicken jerky? It's quite tasty for $190.
I'm enjoying this chicken jerky you gave me. It tastes kind of like a chicken. Could we get some honey mustard, please?
Points for William. It says 112 is how much the Uber Eats delivery was.
Not if you're platinum, and I am.
Are they still running that?
Yeah. The only problem is that in Nashville now, you order Uber Eats and they're like, we're connecting you with a driver. Oh, shoot. They're already. So,
canceled.
Starve. 2 hours later, your order has been canceled. I'm still hungry. You jackals.
It's, as your wife likes to say, it's hard out here for a Jeremy.
I will throw something at you. I can't yell at her. I love her. I got a mouse in my hand that's not connected to squat.
That is my all-time favorite. We need to chip in and get Amy a shirt that just says, it's hard out here for a Jeremy. I think she needs that tattooed on her somewhere.
Listen here, tons of fun. I know where all your bodies are buried, too. You screw with my life, I'll screw with yours back.
Oh,
you've had some sweet little bangers after text messages and hanging up with your wife, and I got a memory like an elephant.
Fair enough. Moving on here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
And that was a slip and slide. That T-shirt idea went from gold to him to never mention it
don't
again.
like it. Don't like it. Do like the fact that it is the giving season, and on Monday night we will be at the Asheville Mall for the lighting of the Ingalls Giving Tree. Don't forget that you can go buy all of your local Ingalls and go to the cashier, and you can buy an icon that will help feed a family. Or help go toward feeding families. $5 icon. They'll hang your ornament up on the tree, and you can help support Manna Food Bank at this time of need. In fact, right now, I believe if you got 10 minutes, you can go over to the Airport Road Ingalls, and Mark Starling is there right now for the next 10 minutes only. So hurry.
And if anybody goes to the Airport Road location, find Mark, take your index finger, stick it straight out, and then boop him on his nose and say it's me.
And then proceed to lead him on the longest drawn-out conversation you could possibly have. I want a text message from Mark Starling in my phone in the next 45 minutes that says, this guy will not stop talking to me. I'm trying to leave this remote, and I cannot get away. And we'll give you every T-shirt that we have in the box.
For sure. I want you to go explain the legend of Daryl LaMonica on a harmonica. That would be fantastic.
Oh, it is the Sportsocracy, and we do love to have some fun here. But, the Ingalls Giving Tree is on Monday night, or the lighting of the Ingalls Giving Tree is on Monday night. You can come by and join us for the lighting. They always put on a nice little ceremony with some kids singing and stuff like that. Just get you really into the mood and in the giving spirit to help us support Manna Food Bank this holiday season.
And because the weather in this city is intoxicated, we're going to go from snow on Friday to 70 on Monday.
Still wearing pants, though. I broke the pants out today. It's pants season. Shorts have to go away until February at least.
Now, here's my question. Just, since this one day of cold brought you back into pants weather, when do you start wearing the dresses? The temperature has to be single digits for me to even consider pants.
Which isn't.
For me to even think about pants, it has to be single digits. I am that guy. I'm actually several different guys all wrapped into one.
Mm-hmm.
I am the one that wears shorts while it's snowing. I am the guy that wears sunglasses inside and will wear them everywhere I go forever. I don't know if I have any other little quirks, but I do know those two are commented on around here a lot.
And you can always find him with a drink in his hand.
All you got to do, put a drink in my hand.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Get your Threadbare Thursday topics into the YouTube chat, and we will get to those throughout the program today. Tonight, we do have Thursday night football, which is just going to be a banger of a matchup.
I feel like somebody just tuned in for the first time and went, did he just ask that other guy if he's wearing a dress? And all of us universally are going, new here, aren't you?
And then they went, well, it is Asheville. So,
it is that guy.
It's fine. It's a common occurrence here in town.
Yeah, facts don't care about your feelings.
Throw your questions, if you have any, topics into the YouTube chat, and we will get to them in order here tonight. Steelers and the Browns on Thursday Night Football. And apparently the Browns have a lot of primetime games coming up. And I really hope the NFL will change that. But it really doesn't look good. We're going to get them on 2 Thursday night games and 2 Sunday night games in the next 6 weeks.
Sweet.
2-8 against 8-2.
And you know what's funny? I fully believe this game's going to be closer than you think.
Well, I mean, Vegas only has the spread at 3.5. It's because they can only kick field goals.
Feels like it's begging you to take Pittsburgh, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's why it ends up as
Cleveland loses by 3.
Yeah, exactly. Again, because that offense can't score. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is CSPN Asheville.
Circle K Fuel Day is back November 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. Once again, Circle K is dropping the price of fuel by 40 cents per gallon.
Say what?
You'll get an automatic 40 cent per gallon discount right at the pump at participating Circle K locations, but only 4 to 7 p.m. November 21st. Up to 40 cents off per gallon in certain states in accordance with applicable laws. Only on November 21st, 4 to 7 p.m. Conditions and restrictions apply. Visit CircleK.com for details. Circle K Fuel Day! Thursday, November 21st.
With 2 convenient locations, Singleton's Automotive will keep your vehicle on the road. Singleton's offers routine maintenance, BG services, tires, inspections, alignments, and more in their family-owned shops. Singleton's Automotive is hiring technicians for both locations. Receive competitive pay and benefits depending on experience. Visit singletonsautomotive.com. That's singletonsautomotive.com. Car care with character.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Take all this, burn it, okay? Gasoline, kerosene, either one. Burn it.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cold and snow for some. Winter weather advisories for surrounding counties west and north to Buncombe County. But even here, we may see some snow flurries or snow showers overnight tonight. Clouds will go on the increase. Gusty winds and 45 will not feel like it later today. Some snow showers around late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Again, could dust the ground in some spots, but most of us, little or no accumulation until you get up in elevation where there could be multiple inches. Tomorrow afternoon, the sun's out, locally windy, highs in the low 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy is live in the Ingalls studio. We are heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. You can click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that gets you into the chat each and every day, which is very important for days like today, because today is
Threadbare Thursday.
There we go. Threadbare Thursday. So, anything you want talked about? You got a question about your football team? You have fantasy tips? You want to know what the best bet for tonight is? Sure, Jeremy could help you out on that one.
Oh, I can tell you that in very short order. Wager, don't watch. It doesn't even matter if your ticket cashes. As long as you don't watch it, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
We have a super chat to begin the hour.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
It's from Red C, who gave one of my favorite stats of all time. Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles than drops. That feels solid for a guy that never played on special teams and never played defense.
Mm-hmm.
And we had another one. I think it was from my computer is lagging aggressively. From Clay Barkis. Thanks, Charter. He asked about next year's Cleveland Browns starting quarterback situation. What do you think that looks like?
I believe that looks like Daniel Jones.
I believe that looks like Jameis Winston.
Oh, you think he's going to be the starter
I do.
next year?
I do.
Okay.
You've got to find somebody cheap. Look, Daniel Jones, for better or worse, it ain't going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Even as bad as he's been, he will still get $10 to $12 to $15 million on the open market for 1 year because he's a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched, I think it was Todd McShay talking about Daniel Jones when he came into the draft. He's been 100% right. Of everything that everybody falls in love with is all the off the field. He's really good to have in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And he will come at a pretty significant price, probably for a team that takes one of these guys in the draft. Cleveland is out of money. Jameis Winston, I believe, is going to show you tonight another iteration of which Jameis do we get tonight? And I have a weird feeling that it's going to be good Jameis tonight.
Really?
I do.
Against that defense?
I do.
Oh, I do not. I mean, are they not going to be in his face all night long?
Probably. And that's why you speed things up. You go into this game knowing that you have to get the ball out of his hands quickly instead of letting him sit back in the pocket. Jameis Winston is the definition of the guy that once you get past 2.2, every 10th of a second that passes in that pocket doubles the chance he's about to throw it to the wrong jersey.
Yes.
You get to 5, he literally should have to hand it to the defensive tackle and just go, here you go. I don't want to play with this anymore.
Yeah, but if 2 TJ Watt is, within arm's reach in 1.7 seconds, which could happen several times tonight.
For sure.
The chances of him throwing it to the other team in that scenario is almost, I don't know, it's almost negative money. Chances that Jameis throws an interception on this play, minus 400. Because it's going to happen.
Cleveland will be an interesting case for me because they're going to pick high, but there is no universal love on this draft class.
Mm-mm.
And look, our buddy Matt Miller at ESPN National put out his mock draft today, and it had 4 quarterbacks in it. You want to take a stab at who those 4 quarterbacks were?
Carson Beck.
18.
Cam Ward.
4.
Shedeur Sanders.
1.
Then Quinn Ewers?
No.
Jackson Dart?
No.
Who's the other one?
No. Jalen Milroe.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe in the first round? Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers doing it, too, which made me go, that is the definition of mom looking at you going, we have Jalen Milroe at home. His name's Justin Fields. They're the same guy. You run real good. You don't do anything else real good.
I'm not sure why you would want 2 of those.
I don't either.
I mean, Russell's not sticking around for another year?
I don't
Is he not
know.
the new franchise quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
He's certainly not the franchise quarterback. You're using that word super wrong.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive.
Because, I mean, he doesn't
He might
lose.
be the starting quarterback. He's not the franchise squad.
He doesn't lose.
Oh, just wait. He'll lose. He'll lose plenty. He might lose tonight. It would
that'd
shock
be
me so little if they found a way to lose tonight.
I feel like this is bad enough. I mean, this would be bad. A loss tonight to a 2-8 Cleveland team would not be good by any stretch. They keep winning games. They could keep putting up W's. You can still play like this was a brilliant decision. And maybe it was. Maybe we're all just out to lunch, and that's how much further down the road in the game Mike Tomlin is than the rest of us. Because everybody who thought this was a good idea, they live in the Tomlin household, I think. Everybody else hated the idea of Russell Wilson starting games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Somehow, they keep winning games. Tonight, they shouldn't have any problem.
They shouldn't. And yet, you keep looking at that line going, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
The problem you're going to have is when you run into, the Cincinnati Bengals, who can score a lot, and you don't do that well. When you play the Eagles, the Ravens, the Chiefs, all of these teams can score, and you cannot.
I always tell you, use the betting markets to your advantage. This line was set at 3.5 at the jump, and it hasn't wavered at all. And over 3/4 of the money's on Pittsburgh. That should tell you a lot.
That Cleveland is the way to go, plus 3.5.
I'm
because this is a field goal game.
I'm fine with wagering this game. I'm not fine with watching this game. And unfortunately, my wife is a Steelers fan, so I will have to watch this game. Which means Jeremy might be wearing his sunglasses on the show tomorrow because I have a feeling she's going to be a boozy one.
But the Browns don't do anything well.
No. They don't. They just got slaughtered by a mediocre Saints team.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can't run the ball. Jameis is going to turn it over. I don't see how the tide turns for this one, but apparently, as Stephen Tao said, Tank Spencer kiss of death is a real thing.
For sure. Actually,
Put
the
your
funny
money.
thing is, Tank, you said there was no way Cleveland would win this game. Now Cleveland is a 3.5-point favorite. They adjusted this line 7 points on the Tank Spencer KOD.
Fair enough.
Stephen Tao in our YouTube chat said something to the effect of Daniel Bartholomew Jones III will be the next starting quarterback of the New York Jets. I'll bet you anything you want he's not.
Mm-hmm.
He may not be allowed back in the state of New York by the time this is all said and done.
That would be a Jetty thing to do, though.
No, it wouldn't. No, the Jetty thing, because we already know he's bad. No, the Jetty thing to do would be Jameis Winston finds a way to beat Pittsburgh tonight, and then they go on some 5-game tear to the end of the season, and everybody goes, oh, look, it's good, Jameis Winston. And they go, here's $50 million. And for 2 years, I have to watch him blindly throw interceptions. That would be the Jetty thing to do.
Well, you broke Aaron Rodgers. You can break anybody.
Well, I mean, time broke Aaron Rodgers. It's undefeated. Father Time has never lost, and he is old.
Yeah, you take away his will to his will to live, apparently, and he just won't show up to work anymore. It happened in Green Bay, and now it apparently has happened with the New York Jets.
We had a lot of chat in a lot of talk in the YouTube chat about Hall of Fame and who belongs and who doesn't.
Oh yeah. Any names stick out to you?
Oh, I mean, Eli's the obvious one.
I mean,
winning Super Bowls does not guarantee you're getting that you're getting into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, as a quarterback, it does, doesn't it?
Trent Dilfer didn't get in, never sniffed it. Brad Johnson didn't get in, never sniffed it.
Yeah, but when you have two, it's different.
Eli, and I'm going to adapt something I said 20 years ago when Eli came into the league. If Eli Manning's name was Eli Jones, we would not be having this discussion. But we are, because his last name is Manning. If Trent Dilfer had won a second Super Bowl, which, by the way, you wonder why I keep making that reference?
Yeah.
Statistically, they are way closer than you want them to be.
Oh, him and Eli?
Yes.
Most definitely.
If Trent Dilfer had won a second Super Bowl, did he get in? No.
Maybe.
If Nick – don't maybe me. You're smarter than that. No, he wouldn't have. Nick Foles, if he'd have won 2, would not have gotten into the Hall of Fame. We were just there.
If he had another
– Look around and tell me any guy like that in the history of the NFL.
If Nick Foles had won another Super Bowl with the Detroit Lions and they put a statue out of him outside the stadium,
he still wouldn't have made it.
They would have put him.
He still wouldn't have made it. You'll never convince me of that ever. Because there's actually already a guy in the Hall of Fame who's basically just Eli Manning with a lot better track record of dating pretty girls, and his name's Joe Willie Namath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, weird. They both played in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. I'm sure that had absolutely nothing to do with it. Nick Foles wins a second Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens. You would have laughed until you peed your pants every year when his name came up. A guy that got benched 7 times is getting into the Hall of Fame.
But that's the way I feel about Eli. I mean, he was mediocre at best. He had like a 1 6-game stretch of his entire career that was, oh my God, that's elite Eli Manning.
Just so happened that was in the playoffs twice.
Right. Give the guy some credit for the Super Bowls and being the Patriot killer. Absolutely.
Eli Manning has a lot of things that work in his favor. He played in the biggest media market in the world.
Mm-hmm.
His last name is Manning.
Mm-hmm.
He was the #1 pick in the draft. His dad was a cult legend. His brother is one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever lived. And now he does the Manning cast, and everybody thinks it's cute that he's the lovable dolt that's on the other side of his brother. He will get in for all of the reasons I just said. Nothing that he did on the field.
Yeah, for fame. It's a true Hall of Fame pick. Because, I mean, Eli Manning has been really good at being famous.
So he's a Kardashian.
Pretty much.
Man, that is the ugliest of the Kardashians, and it ain't even close. It ain't even close.
Worse than the brother? Didn't they have a brother? Rob?
Rob.
Yeah. I don't know what he looks like. I'm just taking a stab.
He could walk in the studio.
I mean, he would be the ugly one, right?
I mean, he could walk in this studio right now, and I'd go, "What's up, bro? You just grab that trash. It's right there. It's pick it up out of the bag, walk away."
Yet he probably sees more money in a day than you do in will in your lifetime.
I would say he sees more of a lot of things than we do.
No doubt about it. Oh, Pittsburgh and Cleveland is going to be just an eyesore tonight. I would not recommend it. I mean, hey, if you're a Panthers fan, though, the Chiefs are coming to town. So lather up for that, because that's going to be a hoot and a half this week.
If you got tickets, you get those on StubHub because they buying all of them out here. I looked yesterday and laughed.
What was the get-in price for that game's got to be like $26?
$170.
What? Just because the Chiefs are in town?
This is the Dallas Cowboy effect.
Stop. Yikes.
I had somebody ask me the other day if I had an inside track on tickets for this game or the Cowboys game. And I went, could you settle for a Vikings? They're good. They'll be fun to watch. A lot more fun to watch than the Cowboys.
Thank God the Bucs suck this year, because, I mean, I could go to that game for $35.
Oh, if you showed up in a Buccaneer jersey, they'd just go, come on. Dave already paid. He ain't showing up. Just we'll put you in Dave's seats. Who's Dave? Who cares? There's probably 20 of them.
A bunch of them. Of the slate this week, though, I mean, is there?
Oh, it's so gross.
Is there one game?
We got to take a commercial break, but you're beating me to the punch.
Right.
We'll talk about that in the next segment.
It doesn't look good. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When you're ready to go back in the day,
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
check out the all-new Throwbacks 101.1.
This is how we do it. Allow me to introduce myself.
Asheville's classic hip-hop and R&B. Come on.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
The Ingalls Giving Tree benefiting Manna Food Bank will be at the Asheville Mall. Bring non-perishable items to the donation barrels at local Ingalls locations or donate online. Join Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen Times so Manna Food Bank can fill empty plates this holiday season.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our purpose, to improve lives with every interaction. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Like Spencer, who helped build a bridge out of debris to rescue 7 families after the road was washed away. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Take all this, burn it, okay? Gasoline, kerosene, either one. Burn it.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy, and that's an indictment. That is the indictment of the week on the NFL schedule.
Oh, it's awful.
It's not pretty.
No, but we do have a super chat asking about the schedule.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Red Sea asking me what are my thoughts on next Monday night's game of Denver and Cleveland not being flexed to Arizona, Minnesota. Okay, there are a couple layers to that onion. First of all, flexing Monday night games is a horrific pain in the keister. They don't do that unless they absolutely have to. That's A. B, you can only really use this so many times. I know there's no real limitation on Monday night the way there is. Sunday night, it can only be done twice. It's already been done twice. They've already flexed 2 Sunday night games. You don't want to flex every single week because you got to remember you've still got CBS and Fox to take care of that are playing these 1 and 4 o'clock games. So if Fox is catching a game after they've had some grumpers, the Dallas Cowboys, maybe we want to be kind to you and not flex out an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get to the next layer of that. Would you like to hear the Monday night schedule for the rest of the year? Week 13, Browns-Broncos. Week 14, Bengals-Cowboys. Week 15, Falcons-Raiders. Week 16, Saints-Green Bay Packers. For the ultimate Lions-49ers in Week 17. That's 4 of the grossest games for the rest of the year on the schedule. They're not flexing any of them either. They're not. You will watch Monday Night Football no matter who we put on it. And they know that. They know that definitively because you got nothing else.
Makes it easy.
Sunday is a little different. Sunday, you've had 12 games over the course of the day. We give you a real turd Ferguson. You might just dial out. Mm-hmm. We've seen you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Monday and Thursday, we'll give you what we decide to give you, and you will like it. Okay?
And apparently, according to Pro Football Talk and Mike Florio, today was the deadline for them to flex the upcoming Monday night game for the Bengals and the Browns.
And they did.
Coming up on December 19th, and they have not done so. So much to the fact that, it would be bad for the league to change that today and say, hey, but you can catch them on primetime tonight.
Yes.
That would be a bad look.
No, it's too big a turd punch bowl for you to watch next Monday, but you should really dial into Amazon Prime. There's a lot of things that go into that.
Mm-hmm.
We've also never flexed a Monday night game. This is the first year we could do it. We haven't done it yet. They're telling you they don't want to do that.
You should.
I disagree.
I feel like you most certainly should.
I disagree.
Here's a great idea. How about not schedule those in the first place? I mean, I guess there was a time preseason where we thought that could be
Browns-Steelers?
A game that
we thought the Browns were the best defense in the league, and the Steelers somehow find a way to be in it every single year. I want you to look at this grumper of a schedule and tell me when we put the schedule together, what game was I supposed to jump up and down about?
Oh, for this week?
I'll wait.
There's
Yes.
not one.
Exactly.
There's not one. I was talking about the Bengals-Browns game that's 4 weeks from now. I guess there was a time where we thought good defense versus good offense.
Yeah, in the preseason when we schedule all this in May.
Yeah.
We thought this was going to be a battle potentially for a playoff spot.
That's my point.
But you said don't schedule that in the first place. What else were they supposed to schedule? Yes, sometimes these things go sideways. Now, if you want to make an argument that there should be a cap on how many primetime games a team can get, That's fine. It's never going to happen.
Mm-mm.
Because for every Cleveland Browns that gives you this, okay, where are those games supposed to go? You want to give another one to the Jets? They're fun to watch. You want to give another one to the Dallas Cowboys? Man, they're fun to watch too. I mean, at the end of the day, the Arizona Cardinals don't rate well.
Mm-hmm.
They can be as fun, as good, whatever. It doesn't matter. The Minnesota Vikings, they don't tend to rate well by comparison.
Right.
So, yeah, we get big markets with.
I mean, your other option could have been what, Minnesota, Chicago.
Gross.
For this week.
Gross.
Dallas and Washington. Would
Gross.
you rather watch that? Danny DeVito against Baker Mayfield.
What's the best game of this week?
The best game of this week will probably be Eagles-Rams.
That's already on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have that.
No.
So that's already there.
Your next one is San Francisco-Green Bay.
Your next one's Ravens-Chargers, which probably should have been your number one answer. That's already on Monday night.
That's on Monday night.
You can't have that.
Exactly.
3 is 49ers-Packers. That's the Fox game. You can't have that one either.
Precisely. That's the
Because
national game
nested,
of the week.
That's their nested game. They
Yep.
chose that one.
Yep.
CBS, I don't know what they're – I'm going to guess it's Patriots-Dolphins. So, I mean, they'd have probably let you have that one. Hey, give it to us. You give us that Browns game. It's fine. You usually at least have Pittsburgh. Both these teams are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hard part of scheduling.
Yeah. The hard part of scheduling is that you have to set the schedule so far in advance, and then it gets hard to flex games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's hard to tell a fan base that, wait, you remember that Thursday night game that you had tickets to?
Oh, that
Yeah,
you've already got a hotel room
right.
for. You already booked a flight for.
Right. We're postponing that by 3 days.
Yeah.
You're going to play on Sunday now.
That won't go well.
No. Oh, and then vice versa. You got to tell the Sunday crowd that they got to get to where they're going, 3 days earlier than that. It's hard to do.
It's a logistical nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like it was worth the PR nightmare to announce today that we're not doing the Bengals-Browns thing. Like, it would have been worth the.
Will you watch it?
Probably not. I'm getting to that point where I'm not. I'm out of that crowd now. You throw me a turd burger on Monday Night Football, nah.
I
the
really
last one
only
that you
dip
got
out if it's the Cowboys, because the Cowboys are like bleach to my eyeballs. I can't do it.
Right.
It's like being that pizza that they served at UNLV. Just God, please stop. I'll tell you whatever you want. I don't care. Just please stop making me do this.
Mm-hmm. The slate is pretty bleak. I feel like we're going to have quite a few college games in the where are you going to go daily draft on Friday.
Really?
Well, I mean, we know what number one's going to be.
For sure.
After that.
And then after that, let's get to 2. You can't wait for Kentucky, Texas? BYU, Arizona State. That's sending you? Army, Notre Dame ain't getting out of the top 3, if that tells you anything. And he might be the one to take it, and he hates watching option football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to be out on Army football.
You shouldn't be.
Probably.
You shouldn't be.
South Carolina Wofford, is that?
Gross.
We can do that.
You know what this is a good weekend for?
We can go watch all the.
Tell your wife how thankful you are for her and take her to the mall or the movies. Go watch Wicked. I don't even know what that is.
That movie. Yeah.
I was today years old when I found out that was a Wizard of Oz thing.
Really? Okay.
Do I look like a guy that's going to New York for Broadway?
I mean, I figured you'd have heard of it by now.
Why would I have heard of it?
I don't know.
It's got a bunch of celebrities who won't shut the hell up about what they think about politics. Yeah, trust me. If you wanted to and it's tied to the Wizard of Oz,
that's
you literally could have cast my ex-wives in this movie, and you would not have made it less watchable for me. It's physically not possible.
Jeremy's he always goes there. He's like, shut up. I don't like hearing your mouth.
I don't like hearing your mouth about things you know nothing of. And that works for a lot of people.
Yeah. Of course that's the story you heard about Wicked.
Oh, no, I just saw the cast. I didn't even know the movie was coming out. I do a segment every week. I submitted it. I got a feedback that said, "Oh, that was because I said something about there's no place like home," and I got a feedback that said, "Nice tie into Wicked," and I went, "The hell are you talking about? What is that?"
Just don't go to wicked.com.
And so
that's not where
I searched. Oh, the movie comes out this. Oh,
gotcha.
The only reason I even really knew what the movie was that story you told that they put a sex toy website on the back of the dolls.
They're called films, Jeremy.
Adult films.
Adult
Correct.
films.
Yeah, but other than that,
art there.
I saw the cast and I went, there's a lot of low IQ people who would love to tell me what they think about stuff. I'm good.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN. It actually kind of sounds like our show.
Yeah, but we're funny.
Yeah.
Most of them are not. Most of them go on, what's that idiot, Stephen Colbert show. Like, hey, you suck, we suck too. Let's do it together. At 11:35 on your television.
It's 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Sportsocracy returns on ESPN Asheville after this.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cold and snow for some. Winter weather advisories for surrounding counties west and north to Buncombe County. But even here, we may see some snow flurries or snow showers overnight tonight. Clouds will go on the increase. Gusty winds and 45 will not feel like it later today. Some snow showers around late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Again, could dust the ground in some spots, but most of us, little or no accumulation until you get up in elevation where there could be multiple inches. Tomorrow afternoon, the sun's out, locally windy, highs in the low 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Ready Whip.
This is the sound of holiday happiness. Yeah, Ready Whip. Fun to use, fun to eat. You're not ready for the holidays without Ready Whip.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Sandstone Health and Rehabilitation is known for compassionate care for all across its 18 North Carolina locations. Whether your loved one needs short-term rehabilitation or long-term care, our exceptional staff and comprehensive services are here to support their recovery or ongoing needs.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is where it starts. Where your story begins. This is the trail you blaze yourself. And step by step, you get stronger, faster, better. This is where it starts. How will you finish? Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Welcome back into the Sports Accuracy and $6 million. That is how much that damn banana and duct tape to a wall went for at auction at Sotheby's.
That means there's somebody out there that had $6 million more than they should have had.
Some cryptocurrency guy.
Oh, weird. Somebody that's trading fake money traded fake art. Let's go.
He spent $6.2 million on a banana duct taped to a blank white wall, which he says he's going to eat. He's going to eat the banana ceremoniously. Because remember, he can just recreate it because he gets the certificate of authenticity to display a banana duct tape to a wall. Anybody can do this. Yahoo! It's like NFTs, right? Those little JPEG pictures or GIFs or whatever that were going around and people were selling them for millions of dollars. You realize that I have that same little clip on my computer. I can watch it on YouTube.
A fool and his money will soon be parted.
Yeah.
Now, he said he was going to eat it. Personally, I wish he would.
Easy, Lizzo.
Let's go.
Yikes.
Let's go the other way. How about that? See how that works.
Good Lord.
My story comes from Miami-Dade, Florida. I tickled. It always makes me laugh when I can still hear you laughing, even after I've said it. Miami-Jackson Senior High School, their head football coach, Max Edwards, he was also a teacher at the school. Notice that I said was.
Mm-hmm.
He's won championships. He's allegedly great coach. I don't know squat about him except for what I'm getting ready to tell you, which tells me that he might not be a rocket surgeon. He teaching the class. He's sitting in the back of the class, and he's very locked into what he's doing. To the point that a student recorded him doing what he was doing, walked all the way around the classroom to make sure they got a real good shot of his computer screen. Want to take a guess?
No, he wasn't.
He went to the wrong Wicked.
He wasn't.
He didn't go to the wickedmovie.com.
During class?
Yeah, just hanging out, watching a film. Just doing stuff.
He was just watching.
I mean, I guess.
I
feel like if you had gone into step 2 of this act, then that would have been a much different story.
That's where my mind went. He was doing stuff during class.
Never understood people that just sit around watching.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing to do.
So, like,
especially in a classroom full of children.
Oh, that makes it. Oh, now you're just a deplorable human being,
right?
But why are you that? I think that serves a purpose. That's a purpose that you can't currently serve. So, I mean, what are you just building up your database in your head? I've never understood that. I mean, maybe I'm weird in that regard.
No, you're not. We all have the same. I mean, you have a problem, sir.
Weren't you the one that told me that a friend of yours said, "Hey, don't you want to come to my house?"
I did. What? Yeah, that's weird. That's not something that you say to another person.
Hey, you're gonna be drinking by yourself for a while.
Hey, you want to come over and watch adult stuff? No. First off, gross.
Not with you.
Ooh. Disgusting.
Your sister, on the other hand, she offered me the same thing. Maybe we can talk.
I didn't know people like that existed.
I didn't.
I didn't know people like that existed until that one exchange, and honestly, I looked at him and went, "That explains a lot about you."
Yeah.
I had my questions.
Yeah. I think we need to put our friendship on conversation probation. I'm gonna need you to drink by yourself for a while.
Yeah. It's
you get your fishing
Just
rod
don't
out of
be
my
weird.
garage. You're weird.
Just don't be weird. And here's the thing: you can be weird all you want to.
Behind the privacy of a closed
exactly.
door.
In your own home. You're free to be as weird as you want in your own home, as long as nobody's getting hurt and everybody agrees. Right? Those are the rules.
I live by a simple rule. However weird you are in public, you're at least 5 times weirder in private. I live by that, which is why I bring red Solo cups to this here radio station and drink out of those, because there are a couple people that work here that I don't want to run that chance. I don't think we make water that hot. And one of them is sitting right there across the desk from me.
What are you saying? I'm weird?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Okay.
Now your weird's way different than mine, but
My weird's an innocent weird. I'm not never mind. We're this is going no place.
I was so locked in on what the next segment there was going to be. It was going to be an attempt at a shot at me, and I was. It
really
like
wasn't.
Aaron Judge.
It was
going to
be
going. Throw that over the belt line. I dare you.
It was going to be an attempt to explain away my weirdness, and then I went, you know what? That's just going to make people think I'm weirder, and there's just no getting out of this. So, jingle out. Speaking of, we want to issue another congratulations to our co-workers, Eddie Fox and Amanda Fox, who were on the CMAs last night for about 6.5 seconds.
I hate that they cut those down. I wish they would show the speeches.
I
mean, look,
I don't know that they even got to make a speech.
They did.
But did they? Oh, good. In the non-televised portion of the CMA Awards last night, Kiss Country and the Eddie Fox Show winning Small Market Station of the Year. Congratulations to them. That is an amazing honor and such a special honor for Eddie to be able to win a CMA with his lovely wife.
Yes, I was happy as could be for Eddie. I was super happy for Amanda.
Yes, absolutely. So, again, congratulations to the Foxes. They will be, I guess they're jet setting back into town today because don't they have like a toy drive this weekend or
Toys
something?
for Tots.
Yeah,
Starts
Toys for Tots is this weekend.
Tomorrow?
I
Today?
believe that is correct.
I know it's happening tomorrow. I just don't know if it starts today as well.
Yes. So anyhow, if you see them out and about, you stop by the Toys for Tots drive, be sure to congratulate them on their CMA Small Market Station of the Year award. It was cool to see them on the CMAs last night. Eric Church playing the Darkest Hour, North Carolina song. That was a very touching moment throughout all of it.
They're not hard to spot either.
Jeremy,
just look for just a beautiful woman with a guy that looks like a skinny version of me.
Have you heard the remix version?
No.
That iHeart put together with all of our coverage clips in it and stuff in the Eric Church song?
I think you sent it to me. Is that what you sent me?
That is not what I sent you. I accidentally played it on the morning show on 570 this morning, not knowing that that's what it was. And I didn't know that existed until today. And it really brought up some feelings about what we've all been through here in Western North Carolina over the last almost 2 months.
There were a lot of people talking about the win last night, that it was.
I walked out of my parents' house last night, and the trees were starting to bend, and the cloud and the sky was getting dark, and there was some flashback going on of I don't like the way this feels. I really don't like the fact that I have to drive home right now with the wind whipping the way it is, and we lost power in East Asheville again because some trees are coming down, and I do feel like we need to take the opportunity to remind everybody that every time that happens for the next little bit, we're going to have more and more of these already broken trees that are going to be coming down. So anytime there's going to be winter weather in the forecast tonight, there's snow in the forecast for the higher elevations and such. And so once it starts laying on those branches, we're going to have more of that. Just if the power goes out, we've been here before. We know it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's all going to be okay. You just had to remind yourself that this is not then, and we're gonna be fine, because it did bring back up some feelings. Like that first time that I walked out in the rain after Hurricane Helene, the hair stands up on the back of your neck, and it all comes rushing back to you. Last night was a very emotional scene at the CMA Awards, and we are always forever grateful for Eric Church for giving the song to the state of North Carolina, because, again, every time that song gets played, North Carolina gets money, gets royalties from that song that go straight to the hurricane relief effort. And while we're discussing the hurricane relief effort, we want to make sure that you head over to valleystrongdisasterrelief.org and support those folks. All right, back to football, Jeremy. What's cooking over there? What's on your mind?
That's your job. You feed me a topic. I'm the RC car, remember?
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it time? Is it time for us to talk about your terrible taste in movies, or?
That's not terrible taste in movies. Okay.
Yeah.
That is not terrible taste in
Your
movies.
take on Wolverine and Deadpool is one of the dumbest things I think
It's
I've
terrible.
heard.
There's a very basic reason why. You cannot wrap an entire movie franchise that you've already. I've watched all the Deadpools. I've never seen any of those other movies. I didn't know anything that was going on. Amy and I looked at each other after 2 hours and went, "Do you even know what's happening right now?" Not really.
He's trying to save the timeline.
Stop with timelines, okay? And look, I mean, I hate to tell you this, but for all the DC Marvel people, there's a reason the last 5 movies you've done have tanked miserably because you're wrapping too many of these things together. I've had to see too many of the past movies. I haven't. I haven't. I get wrapping things in. The whole storyline can't be involved. You have had to see every one of these movies. That's dumb. It's completely dumb. I've said that with several of these multiverse movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching DC do it right now. You better have watched The Penguin if you're going to watch the next Batman movie.
Yes.
Because there's going to be a lot.
Yes. It's all a storyline that you have to follow, and it all interweaves into each other. And now they've gone so I mean, look, this movie went down every rabbit hole of every complaint that every superhero movie fan has ever had. If it was an issue at some point, they addressed it or joked about it at some point. So, I mean, I get where you're coming from, kinda.
The best way I can explain it felt like you walked in on an inside joke and you had absolutely no idea why people were laughing.
Well, I mean,
and that's cute for you.
All of the jokes for the Fox stuff was hilarious.
Didn't understand probably half of it. I mean, I never saw Elektra. I never saw Blade.
Right.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you felt lost.
Yeah, I mean, and then the whole storyline's wrapped into it.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched every second of every Deadpool movie, and I had no clue what was going on. That's really poor writing.
No.
That's baseball. That's what baseball does. I mean, I'll tie this back into sports. Baseball really, all right, so your little tight-knit group, the people that are all into the multiverse, you have them anyway, Jackal. Like, they're going to watch any piece of crap you put out there. You just turned me off to practically anything you'll ever put out. If it's not something I definitively know going in, and even then I'm going to have a reservation because I knew Deadpool pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen an X-Men movie either.
Really?
No, I don't care. Mutants, I'm good. Wolverine, I know enough of the story because I did see Logan and I saw he did, 2 standalones? I did watch those.
Mm-hmm.
But like the 84 crappy X-Men movies you've done, I didn't watch that. I don't care. I don't care. And you've changed it up like 7 times. It's impossible for me to keep track of.
Changed what up?
Simplify this. Well, there was a young version. There was an old version. Then the cast flips. Rebecca Romaine was the blue chick at one point. Then it was Jennifer Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I just don't know any of that. So if you're expecting me to spend ludicrous amounts of money on movies, you should probably clue somebody in that hasn't seen them all.
Yep. Okay. All right. Jeremy felt lost by the storyline because Jeremy doesn't watch a lot of movies. For the movie geeks of us, every joke in that movie was hilarious. But I get where you're coming from. I guess
it's fine to have. It is fine to have. You could have had all those inside jokes, and you movie nerds would have loved it. Don't change the plot. Like when your villain shows up and I ain't got a damn clue who that is, that's a bad sign. And if I don't know who it is, you should probably explain who it is.
Well, she did. She explained that she was
very poorly
Charles Xavier's sister.
Very poorly 30 minutes after they said, this is who this is. And then there's some big cloud thing that I still don't know what that was. I have no clue what that was.
No.
Awesome. You're getting chased by a cloud. I've seen Tank being chased by one for 20 years.
Yes. Yeah.
He usually lets it catch him.
Yeah. Like I said, the geeks of the crowd, we all really, really like the movie. I feel like it should have been enjoyable just as a Ryan Reynolds movie. Just him and Hugh Jackman together could carry that because he's made so many Wolverine jokes over the years in the Deadpool movies.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
should have got half of those jokes.
And that part was fine. It's just I've already seen that 3 times. I was hoping you were going to add something and maybe want to make me watch the... you didn't. You failed at that miserably. And you did with my wife as well.
Nice.
Amy looked at me. I knew she was not enjoying it. She gets this look on her face of, I'm ready for this to be over. You can write the joke there. It writes itself. I don't have to do it. I know that look. I'm very well accustomed to it. I've learned it quite nicely over the last 7 years. I saw that maybe 25 minutes in of, no. This is not going the way I want it to.
Jeremy got confused by the story. The action and everything else was fine, right? They lost you with the story and then you cashed out. You just went, oh no, time travel, I'm out.
No, the time travel element that's one of the parts that I actually understood.
It was just all of the references that they were making you didn't understand.
I didn't know who the villains were. I didn't know what were. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyhow.
Gambit fan, that's points. You might say Jeremy is intimately aware of that look. That's a good look.
It's been given quite a many time.
3 times a week for 7 years. Let's go.
All right. Did we miss a super chat in here
We
somewhere? All right. Let's hit the.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Sir Timothy said, put bad teams on prime TV to be sure that they watch. I agree with you. Thursday Night Football should stick to the same script they had, that all 32 teams have to do it one time. I'm fine with that. I don't care. This game tonight, Amy's team's playing in it, so of course I'll watch it. I would watch it anyway because it's Thursday night. What else am I going to watch? The only watchable television is Taylor Sheridan, and he can only do so many shows at one time. And I think he's doing 9 of them right now. I just started Landman last night. Wow.
Wait, what is this?
Oh, it's Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay.
John Hamm and Demi Moore. Unbelievably good.
Is this on like Paramount or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton's like he's an oil man, and he's like the fixer. So when they set your house on fire by accident, he's the one that has to go in and go, here's some money. And it's so good. See, that is how a multiverse works. Yellowstone, those two, the two outsides of it, they both suck. All right, let's just be really honest. The 1923, 1742, or Omaha Set Hut, whatever it is, you're both terrible. I gave you the time of day. You're awful. But I at least tried, because what you originally put out made me want to watch that. There's I think it's a lawman. This is called Landman.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lawman, Bass Reeves or something
Oh,
like
the
that.
Bass Reeves story, yeah.
Yeah, I will. Yep, I'll be going to watch that now because you did that, and I see there's a tie, and it makes sense. I don't have to know anything else because it's a completely different story, but it's done the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I
By the
fully
way, those
believe
are-
that Taylor Sheridan is single-handedly saving television right now.
Well, there seems to be one of these every generation, right? You have one writer who catches on, and then everything they do turns into gold. Right, that was
He's that guy.
Right. I'm trying to think of the name of the guy who did Sons of Anarchy. That guy had like several shows going at once. Shonda Rhimes with the Grey's Anatomy and the political show, the scandal show that she had with Kerry Washington. I think there's like 3
Kurt
others.
Sutter was the guy you were talking
Yeah. He had several spinoffs. And see, that's what those are called. That's not a multiverse.
No,
those
I
are just
got that.
spinoffs.
I get that. A multiverse is crap that I've had to see everything to understand what's happening. Spinoffs are, hey, I enjoyed this, so now I can go enjoy this. And if I miss something here, I'm not completely lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Big Bang Theory. Yeah, it keeps working too, and it's terribly written.
I don't think they're still doing that.
Yes, they are. There's a new spinoff right now. It's Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, and they have another one coming in the fall. And guess what? I'll watch them both.
Really?
With Stewart and his girlfriend and the weird rock guy. And even then, I'm going, yeah, I'll probably watch that. I'll probably watch it because you hooked me with the beginning, and then you didn't treat me like I'm a moron because I don't know all the inner workings of this.
I feel like you got to have characters that you care about, though. Like, you care about Stewart?
Not really.
Not
really.
That's not a compelling story. Yeah. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
As we go to the break, we got another super chat.
Okay.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Soaring Eagle said, let's cut the wicked people some slack. The bar is literally be better than She-Hulk attorney at law. I'd rather gouge my eyes out than watch that. I just found out that was a thing like a week ago.
Yeah.
I don't even remember
Terrible.
who told me that. And I went, run that by me one more time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the thing we did.
It was.
You ought not do that.
No,
She-Hulk attorney at law.
No, I feel like the fan base really spoke out about that one. That
When was that?
It was like a year ago.
I knew nothing of it.
It was like within the last year, 2 years. Yeah, the She-Hulk spinoff. Terrible.
I don't, and now I can't remember who said it. But they said something about that show, and I went, you're making that up. And I Googled it. Nope. You are not making that up.
Every other TV show that they ever tried worked to some degree. Right?
Disney?
Like the Loki show. No, this is just the Marvel. Like,
well,
they had like the
it's
WandaVision.
shown on Disney is what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
Never watched the second
They
of
had
it.
the Wanda and Vision show,
Never
which
watched
was good.
Yep, never watched the second of it.
They had the Loki show.
Never watched the
that
second
was,
of it.
That was decent for a while. And She-Hulk came out, and everybody went, nope, not doing it. You cannot make me care.
You went too far. I don't know how you went too far because I literally know the name, and I saw some pictures, and I laughed a lot.
This is how it works sometimes. Sometimes you throw something against the wall, and it sticks, right? They tried the whole multiverse thing with Deadpool, showed up a lot of things, right? They brought back some characters that were long lost. And now maybe things will get back to normal, and the next Deadpool is going to be different because they're doing another one. I think Wolverine Hugh Jackman has already signed up to do another Deadpool movie.
Yeah, I probably won't be watching that one.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
If you're living with chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, lower back, and shoulders, I've got exciting news for you.
Emmett Smith, all-time rushing leader and Hall of Famer.
Now you can get relief from pain without harmful medications and surgery. Call my guys at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics specializes in biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue. I'm talking about natural pain treatments now available, not just for pro athletes, but to people like you.
At QC Kinetics, we're seeing patients every day who suffer from chronic joint pain but who desperately wanted to avoid surgery. We're treating joint pain with biologic therapies, regenerative solutions with long-lasting results.
Listen, it's all about getting your life back. Playing touch football with kids, walking upstairs pain-free, getting back on a job, and patients at QC Kinetics are raving about the results.
QC Kinetics. Call to learn more about restorative treatments that can get you back in the game.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Circle K Fuel Day is back November 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. Once again, Circle K is dropping the price of fuel by 40 cents per gallon.
Say what?
You'll get an automatic 40-cent per gallon discount right at the pump at participating Circle K locations, but only 4 to 7 p.m. November 21st. Up to 40 cents off per gallon in certain states in accordance with applicable laws. Only on November 21st, 4 to 7 p.m. Conditions and restrictions apply. Visit CircleK.com for details. Circle K Fuel Day! Thursday, November 21st.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town, packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real, in the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford, Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks community heroes, like Jeff and Chris, who led a fleet of Ford commercial vehicles throughout the night, delivering supplies with emergency services to all corners of the county and first responders. Like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cold and snow for some. Winter weather advisories for surrounding counties west and north to Buncombe County, but even here, we may see some snow flurries or snow showers overnight tonight. Clouds will go on to increase. Gusty winds and 45 will not feel like it later today. Some snow showers around late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Again, could dust the ground in some spots, but most of us, little or no accumulation until you get up in elevation where there could be multiple inches tomorrow afternoon. The sun's out, locally windy, highs in the low 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We are live in the Ingalls studio, and we are heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. You can watch us on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click that live video link. Subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat. It is a Threadbare Thursday, so anything you want talked about on the program is on the table. Just throw it into the chat, and we will get to it. We've already covered today on the program that Jeremy got lost watching Deadpool and Wolverine. We've also covered the fact that this upcoming slate of the football season is terrible. For this week.
We've also covered don't watch adult things at work,
yes,
specifically if you work in a school.
Very good one.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a learned day.
Yeah. And
we are all trending towards being learned doctors,
and
just from what you have learned in these last 2 months.
And then that She-Hulk was just pandering BS.
We also have a super chat.
All right, super chat time.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
This is a 3-year milestone chat from Patrick Holt. Been a member of the House of Reprehensibles for 3 years, and I was today years old when I found out that had been a thing for 3 years. That's when you know a guy's been around for a long time.
Yes.
And we appreciate you,
Yes.
Pat Holt.
Absolutely.
He said Commander's record and playoff seed this year.
Oh, I will say they are 12-5. No,
I was going
Is that
11-6.
right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll go 12-5. They got a loss to the Eagles coming up. Other than that, you should win the rest of those games.
I will go 11-6, and you are the 5 seed playing the Atlanta Falcons. And I will take you to win that aggressively, and there's a great chance we will be at that game.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Maybe I'm rooting with my heart. Listen to your heart. That was actually one of the number one songs the last time the Jets won 10 games. I looked that up earlier.
Was it?
Yeah, looked that up earlier too.
What song was that?
That stupid "Listen to Your Heart" song. It's stuck in my head, and then you have to beat your head against the wall to get it to go away.
Now is the time on the program where we usually do the daily draft, brought to you by Dale's Pale Ale. Today's draft, Hall of Fame based. The 25 semifinalists for the 2025 Hall of Fame class were announced yesterday. We had the discussion earlier in the program about Eli Manning, going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer with his 2 Super Bowl trophies and his 500 regular season record. Also, I think would have one of the worst QBRs in the Hall of Fame.
One of, but not the worst.
But not the worst.
Which is what got me thinking, who are the most undeserving in Canton? This is strictly on your on-the-field performance. Some of these guys, I fully understand why you're in the Hall of Fame, but then when we get to the statistical analysis, you don't quite hold up.
Okay.
I will take the number 1 pick in this draft, and it's really easy for me because mine is a no-doubter because he's one of the only one that's ever played for my team. And his name is Joseph William Namath III.
Oh, nice job.
Yeah, without
you
a doubt.
already won the draft with 1 pick.
He's the most, without a doubt, undeserving on career alone. Now, in terms of what he did outside of football, oh, yeah. And you were hooking up with Marilyn Monroe wearing fur coats. You guaranteed a Super Bowl. And now you're selling insurance and I think erection pills and all kinds of other things. You've made a whole life for yourself, Joe, and I respect that. But statistically, he's worse than Eli Manning. In his entire career, in his 13-year career, how many times did he complete more than 50% of his passes? More than 50. I mean, we're talking Anthony Richardson territory here.
I don't know, 3 times.
5. His career completion percentage was 50.1. He was 62, 63, and 4 through 173 touchdowns to 220 interceptions. What of that says Hall of Famer? Because it ain't there. I love you, Joe. I mean, despite the fact you sold your soul to the devil, and that's why the Jets have tortured my life. But you were not a Hall of Fame player.
Not a Hall of Fame player.
I like to call this the Frank Gore list.
Just throwing shots because you know he's getting in at some point.
He shouldn't. And have no fear. If that take upsets you, just wait. I'm looking at my list. There are at least 3 names that will upset people a lot.
Okay. Well, I guess I might rankle some feathers with this one. I'm going to go with a guy who was just recently added. Devin Hester. Now, look, he was the greatest returner of all time.
Wasn't even on my list.
Really?
No. If
it's
I can
one of
legit
those,
say you're the best that ever did it at your position, I cannot tell the story of the NFL without Devin Hester, fact or fiction.
Yes, you can.
He's the only guy to ever return a kickoff for a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Sure, but in all of your stories of the NFL, is that ever going to come up?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a long story. It's a big book, bro. It's a big book, bro.
I mean, I guess at some point you will mention that there was a guy that returned a kickoff for a touchdown in the Super Bowl, but you're going to have to tell that story for a long time.
That's your first pick?
He's the only one that I look at and go, I don't – other than that one thing.
I am going to smoke you like a deli meat in this.
Yeah. Devin Hester lands on – well, look, I can't throw shade at guys that I never saw play. Look,
I can.
Look, I get totally that I get that times are different, but if you just base it on stats – then it would tell you that Larry Zonka doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. Now, he's my second pick, but is that fair? I wasn't around for 1970s football. By today's standard, Larry Zonka would be probably as good as Peyton Hillis. But
it's an apt comparison.
But back then, I mean, he was an unstoppable force on an undefeated football team that ran the table and won the title. I mean, I get why he's in the Hall of Fame. By today's standards, he wouldn't even sniff it and we wouldn't even talk about him.
Oh, I just changed my whole draft strategy because I just figured out that you're only going to take dudes that you've seen, which means I got to get two of them pretty early.
So, I mean, I agreed with the putting of Devin Hester into the Hall of Fame. But if we're stacking him up against, like, all of the dudes that aren't in the Hall of Fame right now, I would probably vote for all of the 25 semifinalists except for Eli Manning before I would vote for Devin Hester.
Yeah, I can't agree with you there. Gambit fan said you've literally already lost. I tend to agree with you.
There's no doubt about it.
My number two, Tony Baselli. That's the dumbest selection of my lifetime. Do you realize he was good for like 4 years? And he was really good for 4 years. And then he bounced around with an absolute inability to stay healthy. And somehow he got in over Torrey Holt. Are you out of your mind? The day I saw that name come up, I went, come again for Judge Fudge? Hey, you belong in the Jacksonville Jaguar Ring of Honor, but Gold Jacket? I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to say that you don't. That was really the only super modern one I had. Which one do I have to keep away from you? I know I've got one that you won't take. So I'm going to go Art Monk. The Frank Gore of wide receivers. Hey, you played for a gajillion years. Awesome. You were never like an elite receiver. To me, he is Frank Gore in wide receiver form. You were always good. He played for the Jets. I remember it. I never looked at him and went, oh, yeah, we're locked in. We got Art Monk. He's fine. Put up a lot of stats. I understand why Washington football fans love him. But were you ever elite for 5 seconds in your entire life? No. He was never a top 5 receiver in the NFL. He just stuck around for 1 billion years. He's actually the exact opposite of Tony Baselli. Tony Baselli's the best tackle in the league for about an hour. And they went, good enough. Come on in. We don't really understand how to evaluate tackle play sometimes. Come on.
How about John Stallworth? Do they all just get credit at this point? If you were on a great team, you just get credit.
I got a couple of those.
He may have been an important piece. But was he ever the greatest in the league?
No.
I mean, he was an All-Pro once in his career?
Sounds right, yes.
1979. He was an All-Pro one time. The highlights are great, and I like watching those old Steeler clips of Lynn Swann and Terry Bradshaw and Franco Harris, and they really do a lot for me.
Yeah. He was on the list. He was deeper on the list.
And Torrey Holt's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Now, if his pick upsets you, have no fear. I'm about to make it way worse.
Mm-hmm. Can we you picked a Jet.
I did.
I mean, am I going to rankle your feathers if I pick Joe Klecko here?
Oh, yeah, that's dumb.
Really?
That's insanity.
Really?
Yeah, Joe Klecko and Mark Gastineau are the best edge rushing, or were the best pass rushing duo. Arguably, I'm not going to say ever, but they're in the top 5 of ever.
Mm-hmm.
You won't rankle me. I'll tell you you're wrong, and I'll say it vehemently.
Aggressively. He says aggressively, I'm wrong.
You also have to remember there's more to that. Joe Klecko was the level-headed of the bunch because you had Mark Gastineau that was an absolute Looney Tune.
Mm-hmm. He's giving him the business.
Mark Gastineau was crazy. Yeah, I will never agree with you on Klecko. You feel free to take him.
All right. I mean, I took him, so it's your turn.
Okay. You took a Steeler receiver, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you took the wrong one because Lynn Swann was the right answer. You do realize it took him 13 years to get into this thing for a reason. Because he was never actually that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time that he finally got in, and I'll call this the Dan Deerdorf rule. He got in after he got into media, and everybody saw him, and they went, "Hey, you remember Lynn Swann was a great player." No, he wasn't. It's fake news. It's not true. It was never true.
We're only swayed by that because he was on TV a lot.
Bingo. He got in front of your face, and people went, "Oh yeah, you know what? He was a great player," and it was like graduation goggles. He would be in the Hall of Very Good, not in the Hall of Fame. And my other one's John Riggins. I get it. He was a big meathead that ran through people. He also averaged 3.8 yards a carry. He started with the Jets. He wound up with, by the way, that's the third Jet on between our two lists,
mm-hmm.
which is more confirmation that Eli Manning is getting in on the first ballot, whether he should or not. John Riggins was a glorified version of Mike Allstott. And I'm not sure I wouldn't have taken Mike Allstott ahead of John Riggins.
Mm-hmm.
Allstott has never sniffed being in even vague competition for this. Neither has Daryl Moose Johnson or there's a lot of guys I could put there. Larry Centers, none of them. None of those guys. Then why did we let John Riggins in? Because with that team, we set him all the way back? That it? Because outside of that, none of it makes any sense.
No.
I feel like this has been a Mortal Kombat. Like, I didn't tell you how to play, and I have just mushed your face for 5 picks.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. You win. I'm just punting the last pick.
He's not even making another pick.
Making a pick. I'm not even going to make a pick.
He's
Why
stealing off the ball. That's a first. I literally got taken to just go,
I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh, does that mean I can take 3 more?
Yeah.
Cool. Name's on the door. I'll do it. Bob Greasy. Okay, you were the quarterback of an undefeated team.
Eli Manning.
Where exactly in the pecking order of reasons that team was undefeated would you put yourself? Because if you say any number that's higher than 7, you're drunk. If you say a number higher than 5, you're drunk and smoking.
Larry Zonka actually does deserve to be in over Bob Greasy.
Oh, for sure. You said Larry Zonka, and I went, you got the team right, but you got the wrong player. Dan Deerdorf was also on my list. It took him 4 years before he even started. He only played 12. So Again, he went into commentary. You saw him and you went, senior committee, Dan Deerdorf, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Not as a player, he doesn't. You want to put him in as a broadcaster? Okay, we can talk about that. Anything else? You're drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And just to take a shot at the New York Giants because I'm a Jets fan, and, well, I don't like you, Harry Carson. Yeah, you're a super loudmouth. You were a fine player. You were not a Hall of Fame player under any circumstances. You know what you did really, really well? You played next to guys that were really, really good. That was cathartic. That felt good.
For you.
It felt good.
Good for you.
And that was just basically the end of Mortal Kombat where I have the scene.
Yes.
Like
that was the finish him scene.
Have you seen the new one with Ghostface?
No.
Ghostface is in the new Mortal Kombat. The
Scream
killer.
guy?
Yeah. So he has the perfect fatality, and you see him like end whoever he's fighting, and then he's behind you. And there's a guy sitting there playing the game, and the game's on the screen, and he kills that guy.
Oh.
And I'm like, that wins.
That's cool.
I want to buy that game now just to do that. I'm not gonna, but
you're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks with an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When you're ready to go back in the day, y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Check out the all-new Throwbacks 101.1.
This is how we do it. Allow me to introduce myself.
Asheville's classic hip-hop and R&B. Come on.
More than 4,500 wildfires burn across North Carolina every year. 99% of these wildfires are the result of human activities like backyard burning and campfires. That means most of our state's wildfires are avoidable. We need your help. 1. Never burn on a dry, windy day or leave your fire unattended. 2. Keep a water source, shovel, rake, and phone nearby. 3. Have a valid burn permit. You are our best defense. Learn more. Visit ncforestservice.gov. ncforestservice.gov.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Back in the Sportsocracy, this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
It has been a record-breaking day here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Tank, I would stay out of the chat because you are getting just eviscerated for tapping out on a daily draft.
That's fine. I don't care. I care about as much about winning that daily draft as the Dallas Cowboys do winning a season.
Oh, they care.
And that ain't going to happen.
They care. They're just much like you, not very good at it.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Oh, some of the comments are gold. I just took Tank out behind the barn and old yellered him in front of a lot of people.
The super chat. Let's see, what super chats did we miss here? We missed.
We go all the way back to
Sir
Sir
Jimothy doesn't like Navy.
Yes, we can't say that word on FCC air.
Yeah, he doesn't like Navy, but he says that their helmets against Army this year
They're so good.
are awesome, and they are
so good.
and they
Both
are.
of them are.
Oh, I
Both
love
uniforms
I
are
love the
phenomenal.
Army uniforms. The Army uniforms are cool. They're doing like a whole blackout style kind of thing with the. Is that like the squadron logo that's on the side of the helmet? Is that what that was? Because it looked like the image that was going around that I saw looked like it was like a club, like from playing cards on the side of the guy's helmet. The only thing I can imagine is that that's like a division sign or something.
Oh, I'm sure. That's usually what they do. It's a battalion or something like that.
Right, exactly. I remember when they did that a few years back. Everybody had their division on their helmets. The Navy uniforms, I mean, is that like the landing strip from an aircraft carrier or something that they did on the shoulders? Good. Very cool. The helmets are awesome.
Am I going to get you to care about the game this year?
No, not a chance. Why would I?
Oh, because it's going to be awesome?
Okay.
We're supposed to be there. I still haven't heard back, and that game's like 18 days from now.
That sounds like it's not going to happen.
That gives me the angina. But
I would wager to say that's probably not going to happen.
Much as Tank is really good at setting himself up, which he just did, saying he's the Dallas Cowboys of daily drafts. That didn't end hot for you either. I am resilient, and I really don't like taking no for an answer. So.
Yeah, but no, once again, it's an inconsequential football game. Even when it's the only thing on TV, I'm not watching it.
You're an inconsequential football game? Yeah. We have another super chat.
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Red C says he shall not stand for Dan Dierdorf slander. Best tackle in Cardinals history. Paris Johnson potentially pending. I'm not disputing anything you just said there.
Mm-hmm.
That does not mean he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Joe Namath, greatest quarterback in history of the New York Jets. If he hadn't been wearing pantyhose, mink coats, and hooking up with Marilyn Monroe, guaranteeing wins that didn't make any sense, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame either.
Mm-hmm.
But he was. If we had a dog Hall of Fame, just guy that you look at and go, respect. Joe Namath, first inductee.
Mm-hmm. In the Man Hall of Fame.
For sure. Just the dude Hall of Fame. You are a first ballot. I just came up with an idea. That sounds like something we do in May after the draft is over, and we're trying our damnedest not to talk about basketball.
Oh, the bracket.
Oh, the dude Hall of Fame?
The dude.
For sure. For sure.
I don't know. Rob Gronkowski's podcast might have beat us there. I don't want to do dudes on dudes. That's still worst name of a podcast ever.
At Sports Tank ESPN. Hit the button.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Sir Jimothy said future daily draft, dual Hall of Fame, either two sport or television. We were talking about Dan Dierdorf and Lynn Swann getting in, doubling it off of who were the best players combined with commentators.
Okay.
That one could get interesting solely because most of the guys that were really good players have served to be really terrible commentators. Tom, I'm looking right at you,
not
buddy.
Good. He's not good. He's just not good. It's fine. It'll be fine. He can maybe learn. I don't know. He's making enough money. He better hire a damn coach or something. I don't know if you can recall the first year of Tony Romo or what. But.
Well, I mean, the problem is that he would have to find somewhere to buy a personality because he doesn't have one. So, hey, you know what? Wizard of Oz, the Wicked thing just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll send him after with the Cowardly Lion.
With the wizard, yeah. Please, sir, may I have a personality?
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Soaring Eagle, Travis Hunter just said he's going to play both wide receiver and corner in the NFL. Yeah, sure you are, Hot Rod. I actually think he is going to.
I believe he will.
I think he is going to.
Why would he not? Why would the franchise that drafts him not put him out there?
I have been working with the intention of putting out all kinds of draft content starting after Thanksgiving. I have yet to talk to anybody in the NFL that doesn't say that they would be drafting Travis Hunter with the intention of playing him at both. Because the difference in him and Charles Woodson or Deion Sanders or any of the other guys that ever tried to do this, he would be a first-round pick playing either way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a first-round pick receiver. He's a first-round pick corner. The other guys were really athletic. Deion Sanders was a horrifically bad wide receiver. Terrible. Charles Woodson was super athletic, but he couldn't really do much. It was just get the ball in his hands and see what he can do. Travis Hunter can run routes well and just beat you. I fully believe he's going to play both ways, and I fully believe if a quarterback doesn't go one, he will be the number one pick in this draft. And I won't be shocked if a team needs a quarterback and takes him instead.
Really?
Because they don't buy into Shador. Or Shador's dad says, no.
Right.
No,
or
Tennessee.
Shador pulls the Eli Manning and says, I ain't coming to play for you.
Well, allegedly, he doesn't want to play anywhere that's cold, and he only wants to play for glamour franchises in big markets.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor. Find me the one of those in the top 10 that we have, because there's one, and it's the Las Vegas Raiders. And calling them a glamour franchise that's a
I mean, they are a glamour franchise. Yeah, I mean, they're one of the most recognizable brands in sports. The problem is they're not good. And the whole big market thing, you kind of struggle with that as well. I mean, you do
Las
have
Vegas
Vegas.
is a gigantic market.
I mean, you do have Vegas, but I don't know. I mean, where does that rank in media market? I would have to imagine it can't be in the top 20.
Let's see.
I think major media market, you know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking New York, L.A., Miami, Boston.
It is not in the top 30, I can tell you. It's 42.
There you go. That's a mid-level market.
But that's your home market.
But you got big money.
You also got to remember with the Raiders, you come with L.A., Oakland, basically all of California, because that's the one franchise where a team left and they still have more support where they came from than where they went to.
No doubt. It's hard for people to care about anything in Las Vegas. At least care about anything for too long in Las Vegas. Gambit fan
Stephen Dow said I should talk about anything I want as long as it's not movies.
100%.
I get it. You like the superheroes. I like the superheroes. You just okay. You can't baseball a movie of that size. And we made this for the purists. You can do that with Captain Marvel. Okay, maybe leave Deadpool out of that.
It's funny. Travis Hunter, as Gambit fan says, will be a Carolina Panther.
I would love for it to happen. I don't see it happening, but I would love to see it.
I mean,
that would be the first time in NFL history that the best player a team had on offense and defense was the same guy.
Stole that one right out of there. that was it was there. You stole it from me. Yeah, Travis Hunter going to Carolina would be awesome.
Be great for us.
Doubt it's going to happen.
It'd be great for us.
I mean, but what does that get you? Does that help you? Will that help rebuild the Carolina Panthers?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
You get 2 first-round picks in one. That helps. Now, I think he's going to quickly figure out that it's a lot harder to play 110 snaps in the NFL than it is to play them in the Big 12. It's the Big 12! This ain't intramurals. No, but it's pretty close because none of you can play defense to save your lives.
Got a lot more problems with the Carolina Panthers than that. I mean, maybe if you hook him, you give him a quarterback the next year, maybe so. But I feel like we all got a pretty good idea where the Bryce Young thing's going.
Be patient.
You think so?
You would have tapped out on Josh Allen.
No, I never thought Josh Allen was that bad. I always thought Josh Allen needed a star.
I have tape that says different of that.
No. I always thought Josh Allen could.
When he completed 58% of his passes his first year, you were like, what in the world is this small school Wyoming kid doing?
Sure.
He had 1 game in 2 years. Nobody would have ever thought that he was going to turn into what he turned into. Nobody, even me, and I love the kid.
Yeah.
Anybody that says they saw that coming, I'll look you straight in your face and go, you, my friend, are a liar.
Do you see that coming for Bryce? Is it possible?
No.
Is there a receiver that you could hook up with him that you would go,
yeah,
that's it?
It's not the receiver. Everybody overvalues Stephon Diggs was important, but you also have to realize how different things got schematically there because they started steering into structuring the unstructurable. I could write a book on the beauty of how Buffalo handled Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy that evaluates a lot of quarterbacks a year and watches a lot of quarterbacks go to a lot of schmucks that run them into the ground. Yeah, the way that was handled was a masterclass. It did not look pretty for 2 years, and then it looked real pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see that coming with Bryce Young? No. This is a different kind of quarterback. Could I see him being markedly better than what he is right now? Yes.
So it wasn't Stephon Diggs that saved Josh Allen's career?
I did not say that he – I feel like you're making that sound like I'm saying he didn't have a role. He absolutely did.
Okay.
Josh Allen that first year, that whole coaching staff was figuring everything out. They were throwing stuff against the wall. That scheme was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. And Brian Daboll in the second year basically went, everything I did year one, we're scrapping every bit of that. And then you watched him progress over the course of the year. What gave him the star turn was having a star receiver.
Yes.
It also threw a big cap on him that nobody wants to talk about.
Mm-hmm. A big cap on what?
Ceiling. Having Stephon Diggs by the end was way more detriment than it was positive. Now, if you don't believe me, ask them. They'll tell you happily.
Mm-hmm.
They might not do it with this little thing in front of us being activated. Catch them in the hallway. Ask them a question. They'll tell you.
Yeah. What was the detriment
Stephon Diggs was a complete head case, and he was so in Josh Allen's head by the end of it that he was actually regressing Josh Allen.
I got you. All right.
That's the reason they went and got the most unassuming number one receiver in the NFL in Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm. It is the Sportsocracy. This is a threadbare Thursday. Tomorrow, of course, will be a
Football Friday.
When we come back from the break, it will be time for the most important message of the day. Stick with us.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cold and snow for some. Winter weather advisories for surrounding counties west and north to Buncombe County. But even here, we may see some snow flurries or snow showers overnight tonight. Clouds will go on the increase. Gusty winds and 45 will not feel like it later today. Some snow showers around late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Again, could dust the ground in some spots, but most of us, little or no accumulation until you get up in elevation where there could be multiple inches. Tomorrow afternoon, the sun's out, locally windy, highs in the low 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by First Restoration Services.
Fire, flood, wind damage, arguably a homeowner's worst nightmare. For nearly 4 decades, First Restoration Services have been helping people recover from disasters with trust, integrity, speed, and quality. If you have a disaster, call them today, 1-800-537-6151, or online at frs247.com.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Insurance sold by Smart Money Insurance Services Incorporated. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage, exclusions, and limitations may apply.
Did you know the price of a funeral can be $8,000 or more? Don't leave your loved ones with your debts. Download the Smart Money app right now and get up to $25,000 in final expense coverage starting at less than $1 a day. There's no medical exam, and you can be approved even if you have pre-existing health conditions. Download the Smart Money app and get up to $25,000 in coverage for your funeral and other final expenses. Go to the App Store and download the Smart Money app and get instant coverage. Download the Smart Money app now.
Using a Clorox disinfecting wipe to clean that stuck-on sauce from the stove feels like...
Oh, boy. That tickles. Stop.
It feels like coming home to your needy corgi after a long day.
Best part of the day, finally.
With Clorox. Clean feels carefree. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
For many, the holidays can bring on feelings of anxiety, depression, and grief. So NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, reminds you to prioritize your mental health. Be sure to exercise and get enough sleep, set financial and emotional boundaries, and seek meaningful connections in your community, and continue any mental health treatment you're currently undertaking. Remember, you are not alone during the holidays. Visit NAMI.org for information, resources, and support. NAMI.org.
This is where it starts. Where your story begins. This is the trail you blaze yourself. And step by step, you get stronger, faster, better. This is where it starts. How will you finish? Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our purpose, to improve lives with every interaction. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Like Spencer, who helped build a bridge out of debris to rescue 7 families after the road was washed away. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, and it's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
Yeah, don't do crimes. Don't try to scream, don't do crimes with food in your mouth, Jeremy.
Let's try it again. Don't do crimes.
Your mom told you not to talk with your mouth full.
There was no food left. I just couldn't catch my breath because I inhaled 3 chicken nuggets in about 23 seconds.
And your radio teacher, this guy, should have told you not to do that right before the microphone turns on.
The only problem was that he had to stop doing it himself to tell me not to do it.
Absolutely. It is time for the most important message of the day, which is don't do crimes. And we've got more information on the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce home invasions, the burglaries that happened at both of their homes last month.
It was government collusion.
No, it's a little bigger than that. Latest reports are that police in Kansas City say that it is part of a sophisticated operation. It's not just some guy that's going down to the local pawn shop, says Mike Barbieri of the Break-Ins. The spree of robberies appears to be connected to a, quote, highly intelligent crime group. The conclusion comes after the burglars were spotted robbing another home near Mahomes and Kelsey's homes and took over $500,000 in jewelry. So they say there's some kind of South American crime cartel ring that these home invasions, high-profile home invasions, are all wrapped up into. That took a turn I was not expecting. I was expecting, somebody, leaked it out on Reddit, and there were just some, crazed fans that were trying to steal stuff. No, apparently the cartels are involved here. And
I speak government. Sophisticated operation means they don't understand it. I swear to you, that's what that means.
Yes.
My best friend on this planet has to do the press conferences and things like that. He has shown me the buzzword chart of when we say this is what we actually mean.
Well, and also in this case, it appears from surveillance footage from the crime scenes that these people knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly where to go. They knew exactly how to enter. So they've been doing the legwork, and they also say that you can go back and trace these crimes, and in every situation, it appears that at some point there was work being done on the homes. So the thought here is that on the construction crews, there's somebody tipping off the crime ring because all of the homes that have been broken into at some point had a connection to construction. So they're thinking that people on the job site are selling the information to the cartels or tipping them off, and they're getting rewards or something to that effect. Apparently, Bobby Portis also got caught up in this. That there are professional athletes also have been targeted in Minneapolis and Milwaukee. Bobby Portis' name thrown out there as one of the victims.
That tells you that the thieves here are not necessarily sports fans. Hey, we got to get the most merchandise. So you hit Bobby Portis' house? See, this really makes me want to do the Alex Jones government conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get to Taylor Swift, so they started with her two best friends, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. So the cartels. You know who I blame? Obama. My story comes from Delaware County. It's about a man named William Martin. Mr. Martin was a busy man.
Delaware County, is that in Delaware?
No, that's in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Or that is the county that Philadelphia is in.
Oh, okay.
According to WPVI TV, got a call about a thief at the local Denny's. Caller reported that the man involved was wearing wet and muddy clothes. Later identified as 39-year-old William Martin. Police get to the Denny's. Nobody there. He has fled on foot. He went to a nearby warehouse owned by a company called S-Tech. Don't know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really care. He gets to S-Tech and he decides, I need some wheels. What kind of wheels do you get from a warehouse? Tank, you've worked in a warehouse. You know the answer to this.
I have.
What kind of wheels do you get in a warehouse? They just have cars laying around?
No. You got there might be a golf cart around.
Could be a golf cart. Would have been a little less damaging than what he did steal.
One of those motorized pallet jacks.
Pallet jack would probably have been less damaging than what he did steal.
Get a forklift.
There it is. The forklift. Hops on a forklift. Takes off on that. They get a call from S-Tech and say, a man just stole our forklift, and there has been a commonality in all of these that I'll get to in a minute. 40 minutes later, they get a call from a local Clarion hotel about a man who crashed a forklift into a Ford Explorer after doing donuts in the parking lot and took off on the forklift. They're getting all of these calls in real time, and they're going, I wonder if these things are connected.
You think?
Not long after that, they get a call from a Wawa where a man stole Gatorades and Sagrets, threatened people with
the forklift.
No. What was the other thing he stole? Fire extinguisher. Drove away in a forklift. I declare, I believe I have figured out that these are indeed related. He then crashed into a church where he was detained. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, I'm going to put up a picture of this Mr. Martin. that's a pretty identifiable face because of, well, all of the artistic renderings
Holy
that have been
cow.
put on it. But if you notice right here on the old cheekbone, he's got a Philadelphia Flyers tattoo right under. Okay. Now, I'm not in the business. I'm in the business of don't do crimes. However, I this one time am going to make an exception of if you do plan on doing crimes, you should probably not have the most identifiable face tattoo that I've ever seen, because every single one of these people called said it's a guy with a Flyers tattoo on his face. Pretty easy to identify.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of those. Not a lot of people love their hockey team enough to go right here.
I mean, you couldn't even have a mask, like a bandana to cover that up, or a hoodie, or maybe some makeup. Like, I feel like some light makeup would have covered that.
He also, the entire time, and now I'm deducing this, they did not specifically say this, the entire time he was doing this, he had the forks at about head high. So what I'm thinking is that he did not know how to lower them. I think he accidentally raised them and then went, hey, they're not dragging the ground, I can go faster.
That's probably true.
Also makes it a lot easier to hit things dum-dum, which you did, and now you can add damage to property to all the other. I'm not going to read. That's a list. When you see a list of charges and it's so long that you just go, TLDR.
Oh, yeah.
Too long, didn't read.
Stole stuff, broke things, hurt people. That's that list.
Had hockey team face tattoo. That's not a crime, but it should.
It should be a crime. If you've got a face tattoo of a hockey team, you're 100% doing crimes.
Sir Jimothy and Jackass, but it's the frogs. That's who I blame for both.
Stephen Tell says if he's
water.
forklift certified, there's easier ways to make money.
For sure.
No doubt about it.
For sure, especially in this economy. You actually know how to use that thing? You eluded police for 2 hours on a device that goes maybe 12 miles an hour.
All it would have taken was 2 weeks of training, and he would have had a solid start to a career.
And as a guy that for maybe 2 weeks of my life ever used a forklift, up, down, up, tilt, down. It's real. It's not rocket.
It was the
surgery.
tilt part. The tilt threw him. He couldn't figure out how to shake the pallet off.
One of the
that
top
thing.
5 funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I watched a guy go through forklift certification, and he was, what is that term? Everything in his head was backwards.
Oh, dyslexic.
That's it. It makes me a horrible person that I laughed. It makes me an honest person to tell you that I did a lot because I genuinely thought there's coming a time where he's going to hit that tilt down and that fork is going to be off the ground and he's going to dig that thing into the ground and he is going to go full Michael Bay movie of just and the butt end of that is going heads over. It's going butt over keister.
It's easy to do. Sometimes
feet over keister. That's where I was headed with
It's easy to do. Sometimes you forget what. So if I turn it this way, it goes forward, and if I turn it this way, it goes backwards. And sometimes you're standing in front of a wall, and you just there's the wall.
I have always said one of the greatest missed opportunities ever was not taking a camera to watch Tank Spencer get
No doubt about it.
Or forklift certified.
No doubt about it.
I can drive one of
It was
those.
fun watching me on one of those little motorized pallet jacks.
So when I worked in a warehouse, I was a youngman, and I had the big cat daddy that went real fast because you had to be pretty heavy. And there were only 2 of us that were heavy enough because they were pretty new at that time. And so they only let 2 of us drive it, and that thing would scream. I have hit a wall. I bounced that thing off more things than I am proud of because I thought I had it down. And I was hot excrement. Just,
Yep.
And every once in a while, you go, and it doesn't catch up, and you go, boom.
Sometimes you think you got space to turn around, and you don't.
You got to get your towards right.
I found myself in a jam one time.
Towards?
Yeah.
Towards.
Trying to make that tight turn in the middle of an aisle, and then I got the accelerator stuck up under one side of it, and the front of the pallet jack was stuck against the other side, and the tire just spinning into the dirt.
I'm pretty sure this guy still lives here, so I'm not going to say his name. He came out of a curtain at the warehouse, had pallet jack just wide open, and they had brought in a van right in front of the door, and he was not paying attention, and he just went, boom! slid over the hood. I mean, it was like a scene out of Dukes of Hazzard if that movie had been terribly planned.
Tonight is Thursday Night Football, the kickoff of Week 12 in the NFL. 8:15. Wager, don't watch. If you are a wagering, Jeremy, your final selection here. Is it Cleveland plus the 3.5?
No. I'm taking Pittsburgh, but begrudgingly. This number stinks. Every time I say this, there's always a reason it stinks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Vegas is undervaluing one thing. As we've gone through this entire day, I keep looking at the top of that screen. It's 40 and snowing. You ever seen Jameis Winston play in weather? I have. You think he throws a lot of interceptions when the sun's out? Throw a snowflake out there.
Mm-hmm.
Let it rain a little bit. I do think this game will be close. I really do. I think this game will be close for 3 quarters, and Jameis Winston throws that killer interception at the end. But I like the over on passing yards for Jameis today. I like the over. If I was taking a receiver, I would probably go Cedric Tillman.
I knew that was coming. He's been hot. Apparently Jameis really likes him.
A lot.
And when
he's a good receiver.
And when Jameis likes a receiver, as a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, I can tell you, just go ahead and fire up that receiver. Because he's going to target him 800 times.
Whether he's covered or not.
No
Doesn't
doubt.
matter.
No doubt about it. Thursday Night Football tonight. We will recap it and join you with all the picks for the weekend on a
Football Friday. By the way, go under. Under 36.5. We left that out.
Tomorrow at noon here on ESPN Asheville.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Summit Dental believes that success is defined by the quality of care and not by the number of patients seen. If you're looking for a different dental experience or you're new to town, call Summit Dental. Dr. Reinhardt and his staff pride themselves on a personalized approach to dental care and to building relationships with their patients. Expect complimentary benefit pre-checks that detail any insurance estimated out-of-pocket costs before you visit, and close attention to your comfort during that visit. Summit Dental. 828-277-6868.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly. I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics regenerative medicine is regenerating me.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town, packaged fresh every day, and smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real, in the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford, Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks community heroes, like Jeff and Chris, who led a fleet of Ford commercial vehicles throughout the night, delivering supplies with emergency services to all corners of the county and first responders. Like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cold and snow for some. Winter weather advisories for surrounding counties west and north to Buncombe County. But even here, we may see some snow flurries or snow showers overnight tonight. Clouds will go on the increase. Gusty winds and 45 will not feel like it later today. Some snow showers around late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Again, could dust the ground in some spots, but most of us, little or no accumulation until you get up in elevation where there could be multiple inches. Tomorrow afternoon, the sun's out, locally windy, highs in the low 40s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
Haywood EMC, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, is powering a brighter future for our community by offering college scholarships, education grants, athletic camps, and much more. Serving the rural residents of Western North Carolina with affordable, reliable, safe services and open communications for over 80 years. Learn all of the ways Haywood EMC is working in the community at haywoodemc.com/community.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville WP.